can see but you when you dance, dance, dance. Feel good creeping up on you, so just dance, dance, dance. Come on, all those things I shouldn't do, but you dance, dance, dance. And ain't nobody leaving soon, so keep dancing.
Welcome back to the ballpark. Here, bottom of the first inning, David Case, the Oregon State commit appearance of the season. He is 0-0 with a 1.92 ERA. In his one game, it was a start. Went 4 2/3 innings, struck out 1, walked 3, and allowed 5 hits. That came against Wenatchee on June 20th. And his whip a little high at 1.71, but you can definitely deal with that ERA. Did give up 3 runs, though, but only 1 was earned. And we're perusing, doing some research on it earlier, and his fastball velocity, according to Perfect Game, at 89 miles an hour, which is in the 90th percentile for his class. So a guy with a live arm and looking to increase his velocity as his career continues at Oregon State, and we'll look for a nice start against this Cowlitz Black Bears lineup. Riku Nishida leads off. He's the second baseman, with Brock Bozit, the third baseman, hitting second. Jacob Stinson will be in center field, hitting third, with Wilson Weber, future teammate of David Case. He'll be catching David Case, Oregon State. Up. In right field is Kerry Arbolita, hitting fifth, with Henry Mensch in left field in the sixth spot. Charleston Martin will bat seventh, and Aiden Shepard, the first baseman, in the 8 hole, and rounding out the order, batting ninth, is Matthew Schwartz.
Up to bat now for the Black Bears, number 5, Riku Nishida.
So Riku Nishida, first man due up here. Nishida, second baseman, hitting .250, 6 hits and 20 bats, 2 runs scored and 3 driven in. Holds that bat high above his head, does a couple of quick leg pumps as Case, the lefty, delivers. And this is a beautiful bunt right in front of the mound. Spinning and throwing his Case, not nearly in time, as Nishida slid head first into the bag, and now he'll be able to take second base. So it's a bunt single and an error by the pitcher Case, and just like that, with the first batter to the plate, the Black Bears have a runner in scoring position. Oh, you love to see it. Nishida with a gorgeous play to put it just far away betwixt the catcher and the pitcher to find his way over. And not only with the head first slide of the bag, he was able to pop right up and find himself over to second base. And now here comes Brock Bozit. Oh, Bozet. And we'll get it right consistently eventually, folks. We'll get there. Bozet hitting .255 for his team, 12 hits, 47 at bats, 10 runs scored, 10 driven in. A chance for an 11 there. First pitch to the righty. This is slapped over towards the third baseman. He drops it, picks it up. He's going to sling it over to first, and the tag is made there by Matt Dallas. And Nishida's going to stay on second base. So a nice play over there by the third baseman, Julian Kodama, to put him down for the first out of the inning. So one down, here comes Jacob Stinson, and he's gone red hot as of late. Hitting .333, 12 hits, 36 at bats, 7 runs scored, and 3 driven in, also 5 walks for him. He's out there in center field today, and taking a look at his spray chart, most of his hits have been to the pole side or up the middle, but no matter where he hits it in the outfield, he's almost guaranteed to score the lightning fast Riku Nishida. First pitch to the University of Nevada Reno outfielder is high and away, 1-0. Yeah, Case has only needed 3 pitches so far. The Black Bears swung at the first 2 that they saw. As the 1-0 coming up, Stinson with a very slightly open stance there in the box. Deep elbow bends, Nishida, 15 feet off the bag as a ball is taken off the plate, down and outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Again, Case just making his second appearance for the team. 6 foot, 175 pounds from Pasadena, California. And now Case agrees with the signs. The 2-0 pitch is right there on the outside corner to Stinson. 2 balls and 1 strike. Bend as they had all series long, wearing their road grays with Bend Elks written in black letters, outlined golds, gray pants as well with the black belts. Numbers on the back, black outline in gold as well. They're wearing black socks with black caps, Bend Elks white logo on the front with the golden brims. As Nishida dancing all over the place at second base. The 2-1 from Stinson is lined over the head of third base coach Aaron Matthews, and it is acting like nothing happened there. He's cool, calm, and collected under pressure, and the count now 2-2 after that foul ball. On the other side, the Black Bears wearing their green jerseys trimmed out in orange with the Cowlitz Black Bears claw and baseball logo on the top left lapel and white trimmed in orange. On the back, white trimmed in orange numbers with white pants and orange stripe and black caps. As Stinson looks at an off-speed pitch right on the inside corner, and he's down looking for out number 2. Black Bears also with green socks and the green caps today with the white Cowlitz Black Bears C and the orange Black Bear in between the gap above that letter.
For Wilson Weber.
So now we'll get a chance to look at Wilson Weber today. The DH cleaning things up. Weber is 7 for 33 with 3 runs scored, 8 runs batted in, hitting .212 with a walk as he takes a pitch low and inside for a ball, 1-0. And Weber's bat with the orange barrel, matching his future team, the Oregon State Beavers. 1 ball, no strikes. Next one to him. Breaking ball. That'll be a strike right there at the knees. 1-1 coming up to the big power hitter. Now, Weber's hit all over the lineup. We've seen him bat 9th. We've seen him bat 5th. We've seen him bat all over the bottom part. Now we've seen him hit cleanup today. And why not? He's really been knocking in runs for this team. And time called by Weber. And 3 of Wilson's last 4 hits have knocked in 2.
Great places to work.
So Case retoes the rubber, gets ready to fire against Wilson Weber. Lefty against the righty at the plate. Here's the 1-1, and this is hit in the air over to right field. Tweet going back on it. This would have helped the Black Bears with less than 2 outs, but unfortunately here it cannot get Riku Nishida around as the Black Bears go down 1-2-3 after the leadoff single by Riku Nishida. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left to board. We will take it to the top of the 2nd inning, and the scoreless tie. Ben coming to bat right here on KDO and on YouTube. So if you're watching on the YouTube end, we apologize. We're having some issues with our equipment because of the heat out there today. But today on KDO, it's been pretty crystal clear so far as Kelly Austin has been pristine up there on the mound. Struck out the first 2 batters he saw and then induced a grounder to the 3rd baseman to end the inning. So it'll be 4, 5, and 6 coming up for Ben and Julian Kodama, Gavin Logan, and Sam Linscott. As this defense will be working behind him. Henry Mensch is in left field with Jacob Stinson in center. Kerry Arboleda is in right. Brock Bozette is the 3rd baseman with Matthew Schwartz playing shortstop. Riku Nishida on the 2nd base bag, and Jaden Shepard over at first. Behind the plate is Dawson Martin. And now Kelly Austin is on the mound.
Now number 7, Julian Kodama.
All right, so I've been told that our audio issues smoothing out a little bit out here. So y'all can just kick back, relax, and enjoy some Black Bears baseball wherever you may be. On the road, at home, in some air conditioning, hopefully, as this is a high chopper over to the 3rd baseman. Bozette's right there, high line drive throw to first, and that's why you have a 6'6" first baseman. Didn't even have to jump as he made the catch near his face for out number 1. I think Noah Wolf, the Ben Elks broadcaster, made the exact same observation out there. Shepard, 6'6", 210 pounds from Ohlone College, and he's fun to watch play first base, let me tell you. So now Gavin Logan will come on up here. Logan 1 for 2 in yesterday's game with a run scored and a couple of walks for him. Lefty with an open stance leans out slightly over the plate as Austin's first pitch is a fastball down and outside, 1 ball and no strikes. The Black Bears were able to get the leadoff man aboard with a bunt single by Riku Nishida, even got to second on a throwing error, and then could not advance after 3 straight outs from the Black Bears. As Logan taps this one foul over on the right side, and the count now 1 ball and 1 strike coming up to the catcher for Bend. As Logan holding the bat right next to his left ear. Next pitch from Austin, changeup on the outside corner, beautiful pitch. 1 ball and 2 strikes now coming up against the left-hander. And Kelly Austin is platoon proof out there on the mound. Doesn't matter to throw lefty, righty, it could be a switch hitter looking for an advantage. He'll carve you up no matter what. As the 1-2 on the way, breaking ball, and that's up by the letters. And it's taken by Gavin Logan. And we'll even it up now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, this is the right guy on the mound for the Black Bears given today's conditions out here. Austin works very quickly, 2-2. There's a changeup that misses high just above the belt. You know that was just off where he was looking for it to be. Count runs full now, 3-2. And yeah, informed that YouTube is sounding better. As the 3-2 coming up from Austin. Kicks high, delivers the payoff pitch, and that one did not dip down enough. So Logan takes it high for ball 4. Austin with 3 straight pitches off the plate. And that plate appearance, Sam Linscott will step on up. Sam Linscott, the best hitter in the West Coast League so far this season in terms of batting average, hitting .451. Linscott with 4 doubles, a triple, a home run, 11 driven in, 23 hits, and 51 at-bats. Now runner on first base. We'll see the slide step from Austin as he fires the fastball high, fouled into the glove of Martin, count 0-1. The same thing with Kelly Austin. From the stretch, from the windup, no discernible advantage or disadvantage for him. Just does an excellent job no matter what he's doing out there. As the 0-1, beautiful pitch on the outside corner, went off speed again. And the count now, no balls and 2 strikes. So 0-2 coming up from Austin, looking to collect his 3rd strikeout of the ballgame. And the 0-2 is low. The throw down is over the head of Nishida, but then picked up by Schwartz. So call the pitch a ball, and Gavin Logan, a rare thing from a catcher, swipes second base. So Logan now with his first stolen base of the season. And Dawson Martin usually with the cannon back there, just couldn't quite get around that time. Long look in. Austin taking his time. Looks back, kicks, delivers. 1-2 on the way, and that's down and outside. Kelly Austin this inning having a little bit of a tough time getting that 3rd strike here. He was ahead in the count against Logan, ended up walking him. And now he's even the count up against Sam Linscott. Another look back. And he deals. Swung on, sliced foul, and that'll land over near the grandstand section to our right of the press box. And the count now, 2 balls and 2 strikes still. In the top of the second with 1 down. Runner in scoring position for Bend. Bend scored 5 runs in yesterday's game. They scored 4 in the first inning and then just 1 since then. As the Black Bears looking to keep that scoring all the way down, Kelly Austin with that 2 ERA is a man that can do that. Pitching from the extreme first base side of the rubber, steps off, goes back on as he retakes the signs from Martin. Perhaps an off-speed pitch here to try to get him hacking after that foul ball. Logan about 13 feet off the bag at second as the 2-2 comes in. This is a breaking pitch that's hit high and deep to left center field. This is going way back towards the track. Stinson dives and can't come up with it as he falls back down again. The throw is going to come in. Rounding third and scoring is Gavin Logan, and it's a long RBI double for Sam Linscott. His 5th double and his 12th run batted in. And he's going to continue to extend his batting title lead here as he puts the Elks aboard. It's a 1-0 lead for them. And now Bryce Betcher up there, hitting 182, 6 hits, 33 at-bats, 6 runs scored, a double, a triple, and 6 driven in for him. Has also struck out 12 times. So Ben get a quick one off Austin now. Let's go look to mitigate this damage here. 1 down, 1 on second. Betcher, a right-hander at the plate. First pitch to him is hit in the air, and now will go foul on the right side. 1 ball and 1 strike coming up to him. Bryce Betcher, we saw him a little bit all over. We saw him over at second base a couple of times. As Betcher, an outfielder, heading to Oregon. He's from Eugene, so quick hop, skip, and a jump for him to go to college. 6'2", 195 pounds. The right-handed infielder is delivered to from Austin, and he misses just below the knees of Betcher. 1 ball and 1 strike. So this game got pushed back to 7:30 because of the heat, and that'll certainly help out. It helped yesterday, as especially later in the game, it started to cool down considerably. So if the Black Bears and the Elks can smooth things out in the beginning, they'll be rewarded with a little bit of a crisper evening tonight. As the 1-1 on the way from Austin is a high chopper over to the shortstop. Picked up. No, it's off the glove of Shores. And that's going to go as an error by him. He throws back over to third. Here's the tag. Not in time. As Linscott advanced on that grounder. An error by Schwartz. He didn't get in front of it. He was trying to field it from the side and tipped away from him. So now runners on the corners with just 1 down. An opportunity for a double play ball for the Black Bears, but they'll have to execute it in order to prevent Linscott from coming in and scoring. And we'll get a chance to check out Matt Dallas coming up to the plate. Dallas, a two-way player, 6 for 30 with a 200 average, 2 runs scored. And of his hits, he's 6 hits, but 4 of them are doubles. He's driven in 3. Dallas, a right-handed hitter. 6 foot, 190 pounds, also going to Oregon from Modesto, California, as he fouls that one right into his foot, I believe. And the count 0-1. So on first now is Bryce Betcher. Betcher's stolen 4 bases, so he might try and take second to put a little bit more pressure on the Black Bears defense. As Austin allowing some contact, it looks a little different from the first inning. He's getting 2 strikes on these guys, but having a little bit more of a difficult time putting them away. So let's see if he bounces back against Dallas here, the 8th batter in the order. As the runner goes, Martin fires down. It's a beautiful throw, Nishida with the tag. Oh, they got him. Play the James addiction. He has been caught stealing. As there's 2 down, Bryce Betcher is caught trying to grab second base. What a combination. Dawson Martin to Riku Nishida. Nishida might put down the best tag that I've ever seen at any level. He's so efficient, just catches the ball and uses the momentum to immediately put that baseball on the back of the runner. And now there's 2 away with the runner on third, and Austin gets a swing and a miss on the curveball. The count now 1-2. So a far more manageable situation. Instead of runners on the corners and 1 out, there's only a runner on third and 2 away. And a big-time pitcher's count coming up for Austin. Kelly about to toss his 31st pitch. 18 have gone for strikes. Hangs his arm down and steps off the rubber real quick to get a little extra grip on his fingers. Sets right above the belt. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Kelly Austin with some more filthy stuff to get himself out of a jam and get out of it with just limited damage. 1 run comes in on 1 hit for Ben, 1 error. 1 left to board. Let's do it in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Right after this, Cowlitz trailing by 1 coming to bat.
Tonight is Peace Out Sunday. We'll have promotions all summer long if you want to check them out on CowlitzBlackBears.com.
And him again. All right, bottom of the second inning, the Black Bears will send up Arboleda, Mensch, and Martin to look to come back from this quick 1-0 deficit that they have accrued here, and they'll look to do some damage against David Case's second inning of work. Case allowed a leadoff base hit and then also committed an error, but Riku Nishida could not advance any farther as he was able to retire the next three. So here's the red-hot carry Arboleda to the plate. As Arboleda has worked his way back into the everyday lineup, was slumping for a little bit, so they gave him a few days off, and now he's really earned his way back in. 270 average, 10 hits, 37 at-bats, a run scored, and 7 driven in as he takes the first one off the plate for a ball. 1-0. David Case was incredibly efficient in the last inning. Through just 10 pitches, 7 crossed the plate as the 1-0 to Arboleda. That one is slammed in the gap in left center and will drop in for a base hit. Arboleda really barreled that one up and took it exactly where the pitcher tossed it, so nice piece of hitting for him. For Arboleda, that's hit number 11 for him on the season. So back-to-back innings for the Black Bears with a leadoff base runner, as Henry Mensch will step on up there. Mensch, the left fielder today, including non-league games, hitting .353, 12 hits, 34 at-bats, 9 runs scored, 4 driven in, has a home run, 4 steals, and 8 walks. Big-time pull hitter, has a couple hits the other way as he lifts one over to that right side, but that's going to land out of play. Souvenir baseball, 0-1. Again, the Black Bears have been very successful against the Elks throughout their history, especially the past couple of seasons. Have won the season series 4-2. 2 years in a row, looking to do the same thing here today and win their 6th season series overall against Ben. They are 5-3-2 all time in terms of series. Next pitch to Mensch was a ball inside as the 1-1 comes in. Swing and a miss on that same curveball. This time put it out a little bit beyond the plate on the right side, and the count now 1-2 as Mensch hacked right through it. So Arboleda over on first. He's got 1 stolen base this year. See if they try to test Logan's arm here. Perhaps a breaking ball with a 1-2 count. Arboleda 8 feet off the bag. Next one, that is a breaking ball, and it lands right down the left field line, and that's going to go for extra bases. Arboleda on his high horse. He's going to get to third, and they're going to send him home. It's picked up by the left fielder, Linscott. He fires it in a little bit wide. Arboleda slides in safely. It's an RBI double by Henry Mensch as he belts the equalizer here in the bottom of the second. We're all tied up at 1-1. I don't think Henry Mensch could have placed a hit better if he had wanted to. Right over there down the left field line, a foot to the right of it, and it just kept on dribbling nice and slowly once it hit the grass, giving Arboleda plenty of time to score all the way from first base. So now here's Dawson Martin looking to keep this line moving. Martin hitting .269, 7 hits, 26 at-bats, 5 runs scored, 3 driven in, and 4 walks for him. First pitch to him is a fastball high above the belt for a ball, 1-0. You'd love to see the Black Bears bats coming back alive. It took them a while to score in yesterday's game. And they're trying to show their fans today and everybody watching around the country and around the globe what this offense is capable of as the 0-1 to Martin is a breaking pitch, perhaps a slider that missed downstairs. 2 balls and no strikes.
Bob's Sporting Goods bringing you the Bob's Party Deck.
Big time hitters count for Martin with a runner in scoring position. As Case looking to get himself out of his jam. This run is earned. That matches the earned run total that he had in the last game as Martin swings and misses. And the count now 2 balls and 1 strike. Now Case comes set. Looks in. Here's the 2-1. And that is low and inside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Coming up. Scoreboard saying 2-2, but the home plate umpire signaling the 3-1 to us. Again, Martin still in a hitter's count here. Right-handed against the lefty. Platoon advantage. A lot of righties in the lineup for the Black Bears today. In fact, the only lefty that's in there is the leadoff man, Riku Nishida, as the change is outside, ball 4. So Dawson able to work himself his 5th walk of the season, and that'll bring up the ever-dangerous Jaden Shepard.
Up now, number 32, Jaden Shepard.
Shepard slumping a little bit, but we saw some good signs from him in yesterday's game. He had been hitting the ball on the ground a bit too much lately, but a lot of lifted baseballs, and now he's just got to get him to drop. Hitting 163, 7 hits, 43 at-bats, 5 runs scored, 6 driven in, 6 walks for him. Also a home run, solo shot that came in Corvallis. First one to him is a breaking ball that darts inside. The runner was going, the tag, and that's not in time as Henry Mensch slides right in there under it. Delayed steal for Henry Mensch. Puts himself in scoring position in the bottom of the second with nobody out. That is the 5th stolen base for him. As Dawson Martin did not go over to second. But he might get a chance to get over there anyway. So now Dawson Martin on first base and Henry Mensch at third. Shepard with the 1-0 count, a fastball count to work with. See what Case delivers to him, and swing and a miss. Did go with the off speed there. 1-1 coming up. Now the pitchers certainly do not like to give Jaden many fastballs up there. I mean, I don't blame him. He certainly can hit off speed pitches, but big time masher will punish any four-seamer that he sees as the 1-1 comes in. Another breaking ball is downstairs, but Shepard golfs at it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. A run already in this inning for the Black Bears. 3 straight runners have reached base. One-two coming up. Lefty delivers. Another breaking ball. Bounds once in front of the plate. Martin with a large secondary lead, but stays over there. Good dirt ball read by him. Stay over on the bag. The Black Bears, if they so choose, could run the decoy play. But it's a little early for that. They're tied at 1, and they have a heavy hitter at the plate, so they don't have to resort to that yet. The decoy play, of course, when you have runners on the corners and you try to draw the throw over to second to allow the runner on third to score. Now the 2-2. Another breaking ball is high and away, and all 5 pitches from Case have been either his curveball or his changeup. And aside from a couple of swings and misses, it's really been everything's been off the plate, including those swings and misses. So everything's been around the plate, but not over it. Payoff pitch coming up as Case kicks, fires. Shepard swings and fouls that one in and out of the glove of Logan. I've never seen the ball go that far out of a catcher's glove when halfway back to the mound. So he stands up, walks it around. Yeah, being a catcher, really difficult. Just a thankless position back there. Same with being an umpire. You just get beat up. And certainly much more difficult on a day like today. Payoff pitch coming up. Runners on the corners. Martin with a nice lead off, being held on over there, even though there's a runner on third. Here's the payoff, and that one was low, but at the knees, right at the cartilage of Shepard, so he's down looking for the first out, and especially with Shepard's tall frame, that one looked a lot lower. But it was right in there. Strike 3, first out of the inning for David Case and company.
Up now, number 4,
so here's Matthew Schwartz
from LCC.
Right here at LCC, a Red Devil at the plate, also a Black Bear. 11 hits, 43 at-bats, 8 runs scored, 3 driven in, and 3 walks, hitting .256 on the season as this one gets away from the catcher. No throw. As Dawson Martin gets over to second. Trying to think on that one. I guess that it would be a wild pitch. I was thinking a little bit about that perhaps being a pass ball. It looked to me like Logan should have blocked it, but it probably went in the dirt first. And the wisdom of the great statistician down in Central Florida, Jack Meyer, always said 99% of the time, that pitch in the dirt, it will be a wild pitch, so we'll go along with that, as this is fouled away by Schwarz. The count, I believe, is 2-0. No, it is 1-1 after the wild pitch. 2 in scoring position. The Black Bears have struggled to hit in these situations. This is tapped foul, and ooh, almost doing a split over there. Down the third base end is Aaron Matthews, practicing his footwork. So we got a 1-2 coming on up here. Bottom of the second, 1 down, 2 on base for the Black Bears, who have tied this game up with an RBI double by Henry Mensch. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball, and Schwarz spoils it. Ooh, nice play by Kyle Nobach. Manager of the Bend Elks came out of the dugout, and well, he's only 25. It's not too long since he's last played. It'll get his hands on it. Another 1-2 coming up for Schwarz. Wasn't going to be fooled by that curve, at least put the bat on it. Looking to line one up the middle to score 2 and break this tie. 1-2. Swing, and a foul ball into the dirt. So Schwarz catches a break there. 4 consecutive foul balls for him. Schwarz a very tough at-bat. He has walked 3 times this season. 9 strikeouts, but when he's up there, at least makes him work for it. Henry Mensch with some speed can score on a fly ball. Dawson Martin might need a little bit of help. Not slow, but he is a catcher. It's not necessarily the fleetest of foot as the breaking ball is caught on a miss, strike 3, and Matthew Schwarz down swinging for out number 2. 2 strikeouts in the inning for David Case. Back-to-back ones as Riku Nishida comes on up. Now let's see what Nishida decides to do here. With the lefty on the mound, his glove goes over to the third base side. So if Nishida decides to push bunt it over on the right end, he could get a hit and bring the run in as the third baseman has come on in. But Nishida can certainly try to get one in front of Dallas as the first pitch is right inside, hits him on the calf. And Nishida hit for the second consecutive ball game. That'll load the bases for Brock Bozette.
Number 3, Brock Bozette.
As now we will see Xander Krause out there. Going to talk to Case perhaps about some of his command issues. Just hitting Nishida. The bases are loaded. This is a crucial early at-bat for the Black Bears. Now you might be saying, well, it's only 1-1 in the bottom of the second. But the Black Bears have had a really difficult time hitting with runners in scoring position this season. But if they do it in the beginning of the game, that usually is the case for the rest of the ball game. It gets contagious around the lineup, and they're all able to get better hits in big spots. So if Bozette can get the job done here, it'll not only give his team the lead and make it easier for Kelly, but give the offense the confidence moving forward. Bozette 0 for 1 with a grounder to the third baseman. With 2 outs, he needs to get a hit here, or at least find his way aboard on a walk or a hit by pitch. Doing something to put the ball in play. Nishida, a long lead off the bag at first as Bozette takes one low, but right on the cartilage at the knees for a strike. A good frame by Logan that time. As Bozette just politely asked the umpire where that was. 0-1 due up. With Mensch on second base, he's the RBI man in this inning. Dawson Martin over to second on a walk and a pass ball. And Riku Nishida was hit by a pitch as Bozette can't catch up to that curveball. Count now 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. The Black Bears stranded the bases loaded in yesterday's game and hoping to not do that again today. David Case probably going to go back to that curveball after getting that big swing and a miss by Bozette. Kicks, fires, there it is again, and the same result, strike 3. as Case sends him down, strikes out the side for the final out of the inning. But the Black Bears score 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 3 left aboard. Let's go to the top of the third right here on KEDO 99.1 FM, 1400 AM, KEDO, Kelso Longview, and YouTube. We'll be right back. All right, so here we are in the top of the third inning. Bryce Tweet, Gavin Rourke, and Austin Hauk to the plate against Kelly Austin, who just had his offense score 1 behind him, so we're back to a tie ball game. And Austin will look to get back into his rhythm after being a little bit off kilter, and that's more like a Kelly Austin thing than anybody else. Like, otherwise, it was a pretty fine inning. But we're used to quick 1-2-3s, multiple strikeouts from him like he did in the first inning, so let's see if he can get back around against 9-1-2. Bryce Tweet, it's the first time that we're seeing him in this series. He went 2 for 8 against the Black Bears back on June 9th through the 10th with a couple of runs scored and 1 driven in. Stolen base and a couple Ks as well. Long flowing curly locks spilling out of the back of his batting helmet for Tweet. From the University of Nevada, Reno, from Red Bluff, California, teammate of Jacob Stinson and Dawson Martins. As the first offering to him, misses downstairs, picked up by Martin, 1-0. So it's a 1-1 ball game. The Black Bears stranded, the bases loaded, but did get back-to-back base hits to start off that last inning. And that RBI was not with the runner in scoring position, as Henry Mensch got his double with the runner on first. That was Kerry Arboleda, as Bryce Tweet fouls that one back. 1 ball and 1 strike. Final game of this 3-game set and the 6-game homestand for the Black Bears. They'll hit the road for Walla Walla on Wednesday for a 3-game series out there before returning home for Independence Day weekend. They'll play on the 2nd and the 3rd against Cascade Collegiate. It's the 1-1 is a liner, and Schwartz right there with the basket catch. And will make the grab for the first out of the inning, so Schwartz able to rectify his defensive miscue before with a nice play, taking a base hit away from Tweet. As the lineup will flip over for Gavin Rourke. Rourke is 0 for 1, struck out swinging to lead off this ball game. Lefty with a even stance, shin guard on the front leg, the right leg. As Austin delivers, this is a bunt, and it's going to go down the line, rolling away from Martin, sidearm throw, and what a play by Dawson Martin. Martin with the dexterity and the athleticism of a middle infielder, able to come up on that baseball, rolling away from him. You don't see that every day. And puts him down on the attempted bunt. For out number 2, so 2 quick ones down here. Here's Austin Hauk, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Good situation for Cowlitz defensively with nobody on and 2 down. Austin with the big leg kick, kicks, fires, and this is grounded over to third. Bozette on the hop, fires over to first. Shepard is there and will complete the play for the final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard here. Kelly Austin with another clean 1-2-3 inning, only needed 4 pitches. Talk about economical. Let's go into the bottom of the third, all tied up at 1 with the Black Bears coming to bat. We will be right back on YouTube and KEDO. All right, bottom of the third inning. David Case back out there against 3-4-5, the heart of the Cowlitz order. As I made a mistake, a 5-pitch inning. As there were 3 to tweet. I was looking down at the counts and I forgot that, oh yeah, making contact with the baseball requires a pitch. As Jacob Stinson will look to make something happen leading off the inning. He struck out looking his first time, and now I think the Black Bears adjusting a little bit better to the strike zone today of Jordan Shepard. They had him in the first game. He has a big zone, pitcher zone for sure. It's not a bad one, but he likes to call the low strike. So let's see how the Black Bears will turn around on that. So again, Stinson struck out looking. And actually, this strike zone very conducive to both Kelly Austin and David Case that have big-time biting, breaking pitches. That'll cut on down, start at the belt, and get lower as that's a low fastball on the outside corner for a strike. 0-1. We're in the bottom of the third. The game's just 46 minutes old, so we're chugging along here at David Story. Zach Smolin with you all evening long for your Cowlitz Black Bears as the 0-1 is a nice pick in the dirt by Gavin Logan, but unfortunately for his left-hander, that will land for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Cowlitz left the bases loaded in the last inning. And we'll look to add some runs this time around with more traffic on the base paths as Stinson takes a fastball away, 2-1. Stinson, another Swiss Army knife type of hitter for the Black Bears. They like to put him either third, first, or second due to his speed and his left-handedness. As he takes one at the knees, 2-2. And I think I mentioned before that the Black Bears only had 1 lefty. It was my mistake. Stinson is the other one. So 7 right-handers against David Case, the southpaw. Two balls, 2 strikes. He deals the breaking ball. This is laced in just off the glove of the diving Matt Dallas. This is going to go down the right field line. Rounding first, heading to second is Stinson, as he caught a bit of a break but hit that ball super hard, so it got away from Dallas. It's a leadoff double for the Cowlitz center fielder, and they're in business with a runner on second and nobody out. Now Wilson Weber coming on up 0 for 1 with a long fly out to right field. Looking for another run batted in, although with Wilson Weber, you know, most of his hits knocking 2 runs. So he would have to get a home run to do that here. Case against his future teammate that he'll be tossing pitches to. Over at Oregon State, misses high with the off-speed, 1-0. The Black Bears looking to take a lead. They are out hitting the Elks 4-1. They got 2 in the last inning, 1 in the first, and now 1 to lead off this inning. In fact, they have a leadoff. They had 2 leadoff singles and now a leadoff double. So hit at the beginning of every inning. As the Chains gets a swing and a miss from Weber. Good off-speed stuff from him today. Has really fooled the Black Bears lineup. 1 ball and 1 strike coming up to the righty. Wilson Weber wearing the number 34 from Gresham, Oregon. 6 foot, 205 pounds. So still some space to grow and fill out that frame. He's already big and muscular. As the 1-1 is down and in. That'll be called a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the young righty. 1 swing of the bat will give the Black Bears the lead here. Stinson very speedy over there on the bag at second. As shadows starting to spill onto the field here at David Story with some patches of sunlight. 1-2, breaking ball, and he gets around on it, and a diving stop by Betcher. Sidearm throw to first is not going to be in time. Stinson, though, has to hold up at second. It's an infield single for Wilson Weber, but Bryce Betcher prevented the advancement of Stinson and also probably protected the lead there. That was right down the line there. Yeah, if that got around him, Stinson scores easily as the grass really kills the speed of the baseball coming off the turf. So here comes Kerry Arboleda, though. Big-time run producer for the Black Bears. 1 for 1 with a line drive single his first trip up to the plate. Wearing the wedding cake white batting gloves up there. David Case checks on his 2 runners. A lot of speed with Stinson and Weber. First pitch to Arboleda is the breaking pitch that is laid up there high, 1-0, and not low enough for Arboleda to take advantage of that hanger. Lights have come on here at David Story Field. We won't need them for maybe about another 40 minutes to an hour. We just hit minute number 50 here in Longview. 2 on, still nobody out. Next pitch from Case is low, below the knees of Arboleda. So mets him with the eye level a little bit. A high pitch and then a low one. Unusual, though, a high breaking pitch and a low fastball. Usually you'll see those reversed. Stinson scores on a base hit. Weber scores on a hit to the gap. Hitters count to Arboleda. He is one of the team's 5 hits. The 2-0 is in for a strike on the outside corner. Really pulled up there by Gavin Logan. The low strikes have been a consistent call from Jordan Shepard all game long. Whatever team adjusts first to it will certainly have a major advantage. As some of them look a little low, but they are right at the cartilage. You don't always get that from umpires. That's one thing I like about the games, is each umpire will have their own unique strike zone, and you know, you got to scout the umpires almost as much as you scout the players. Another nuance to this great game of ours, America's pastime. 2 balls, 1 strike coming up to Arboleda. Perhaps another low pitch from Case coming up. With 2 men on, nobody out. Looking for a grounder here. Is the 2-1 to Arboleda, high and outside. 3-1 coming up, and Henry Mensch on deck. If the bases get loaded for him, the Bend Elks will be in big trouble, and the Black Bears will be in a wonderful position to take the lead. Cowlitz tied it with an RBI double from Mensch in the last inning. Arboleda, though, looking to break this 1-1 ball game. Wide open. Here's the 3-1. Swung on and lifted high in the air over in right field, but hooking way foul. And that's going to plunk itself on the gravel in the bullpen for the Elks. Full count now to the Cowlitz Black Bears right fielder. Yeah, Bryce Tweet gave a little bit of an effort, but didn't want to waste too much of his energy out here on this hot summer day. 32 is the count. Payoff pitch coming up to Arboleda. Case looking back at Stinson, now over at Weber. Double take back to second. Next pitch is swung on and laced, but foul. And once again, into that bullpen. Arboleda putting the barrel on the ball, but just a little late there. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Case certainly giving the Black Bears a lot of good pitches to hit. They do have 5 hits. Out of their first now 14 times up to the plate. So another payoff coming up from Case with 2 men on. Still nobody out. Should be a long inning for him as this misses low. Ball 4. Arboleda hustling down the line. And now the Black Bears, for the second straight inning, have loaded the bases. This time with no outs. So we'll see if Henry Mensch can get it done yet again at the plate. Mensch 1 for 1 with a double that scored Arboleda all the way from first base. A double this time could clear him and give the Black Bears a definitive lead. So the Portland Pilot steps up to the plate with Arboleda on first, Weber on second, and Stinson over at third. Case sets, now back from the windup, a big kick, and this is lined. Oh, what a catch by Matt Dallas. He puts the glove on the bag to double off Arboleda, and what a 3 unassisted double play by Matt Dallas. Not only stealing an extra base hit and saving the lead, but getting 2 outs for the price of 1. Matt Dallas can really do it all for the Elks. He can pitch, he can hit, and now flashing the leather over at first base. Well, an unfortunate turn of events for the Black Bears off that line out. As now Dawson Martin up. He walked the last trip, and the Black Bears in danger of stranding runners in scoring position again as Martin swings and misses, count 0-1. The Black Bears in some ways have been a little snake bitten at the plate. They hit the ball really hard. You just saw that by Mensch, right where you want it down the line, and Matt Dallas makes a Cirque du Soleil effort over there at first to not only make the grab and save the extra base hit, but also tap on the bag to get Arboleda off. And Arboleda wasn't even that far off the bag. Martin now takes that one low, 1-1. And Matt Dallas really plays all over the place. He can catch, he can play all over the infield, the outfield, and he's pitched as well. 1-1 coming up for the right-hander Martin with 2 men in scoring position. Takes one in the dirt now. 2 balls and 1 strike. So we had the bases loaded, nobody out. Now runners on second and third, 2 outs. The Black Bears can still take the lead off a base hit. Martin walked the last time he came on up and faces a hitter's count this time. Bottom 3, 2 down, still tied up at 1. Case with a long look in, and Martin calls time. Case then was in the middle of his delivery. Didn't finish it. Most coaches will tell you to finish that.
Serving more than 294,000 customers. Cascade Natural Gas reminds you to call 811 before you dig. They're here to serve clean, affordable natural gas. Online, cngc.com.
So 2 balls, 1 strike coming up. Jacob Stinson was able to reach base off a base hit and then was followed up by another from Wilson Weber. Back-to-back hits, put 2 on, and then walked by Kerry Arboleda, loaded him up. And, of course, you just saw it or heard it. The unassisted double play by Matt Dallas. It's really kept Bend in this ballgame. So 2-1 coming up after the quick meeting from Gavin Logan with his southpaw David Case. Case looks over towards first. Nobody's there. Case delivers the 2-1, and that's low. 3 balls and 1 strike coming up to Dawson Martin with Jaden Shepard on deck. Logan's really been smothering a lot of baseballs for this team. Has a strong arm back there. And is perhaps the favorite for the Elks behind the plate, given his ability and the amount of times that they'd like to put him in the lineup. 3-1 coming up against a righty. Next one from him. This is hit in the air to right field. Tweet has a beat on it, leans over, and makes the grab for the final out of the inning. So the Black Bears run into some misfortune. They score no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and leave 2 aboard. And it's all thanks to Matt Dallas, the first baseman, on why the Black Bears couldn't push anybody across. We're headed to the top of the 4th with a 1-1 tie, and Ben coming to bat. You're tuned in to Black Bears Baseball right here on YouTube and KEDO. Top 4 now, Garcia, Kodama, and Logan. The Black Bears with another opportunity. They were knocking on the door of taking the lead, but Matt Dallas with an acrobatic play for an unassisted double play. Puts 2 out on the board, and then Dawson Martin gets out to end the inning with a fly out to right field. So now it'll be Garcia, Kodama, and Gavin Logan, as I think Noah Wolf should try out for some rec basketball over there in Bend, as he just absolutely drained a shot with his water bottle. He's 1 for 1 so far in this 3-game series. Now, it's 2 for 2. All right, sorry, I didn't see them all. He just told me he's 2 for 2. I used to keep track of my PA guy's water bottle shots back in Leesburg last year, and I kept a tally. He was on an ice-cold streak, like an Ice Age level. He was 0 for 13 to start the season, but really rallied back around, as Kelly Austin will look to prevent the Bend Elks from rallying here. Garcia 0 for 1 with a ground out as he misses high and outside. 1-0. That was Austin's 37th pitch of the evening. Really keeping that pitch count down. Last time Garcia, Kodama, Logan led off an inning, the Elks were able to squeak across the run. That was in the top of the 2nd. 1-0 is a strike at the knees. 1-1 from the UCLA righty. Well, the Black Bears will be back in action at David Story Field on July 2nd and 3rd, right before Independence Day. And why don't you come on out to the ballpark here as they take on Cascade Collegiate in a special 2-game homestand. It's the 1-1. Hit in the air over on the left side. Mensch is there. going over towards the line and makes the one-handed grab for the first out of the top of the fourth. The Black Bears will hit the road and take on the Walla Walla Sweets to close out that season series. Coming on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and you can catch all that action live on KEDO, either over the airwaves or online at KEDOAM.com. Kelly kicks, fires the first one to the lefty. It's a chopper up the middle. Easy play for Schwartz. Fields, sidearm throw, and Shepard with the stretch as the speedy Kodama almost beat it out, but the throw and the stretch able to send him down. 2 quick outs for Kelly Austin, as Kelly has now retired
Now,
6 in a row. Gavin Logan 0 for 0 with the walk, and yeah, if Austin can get another quick inning right here, he might earn himself a 5th inning. And maybe even longer, as the temperature's starting to cool a little bit. The shade certainly helps out here. As we've now dropped to 97 degrees, but it's certainly a vast improvement from what it was out here earlier. First pitch from Austin, he pounds the outside corner with the fastball, 0-1. Plenty of faithful Black Bears fans out here, many of them enjoying some nice cool beverages and also enjoying the shade here at David Story. 0-1 with 2 down, bases empty is another fastball strike on the outside corner. And Austin coming right, pitching with a vengeance, ahead 0-2. Austin with an uncharacteristically low 3 strikeouts through 3 2/3. Let's see if he can put another one up here to end this inning. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Next one, breaking ball. He got him. Strike 3, swinging and missing. The ball is dropped. The pick, though, by Jaden Shepard will send him down for the final out of the inning. Kelly Austin has now retired 7 in a row in 2 consecutive perfect innings. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. Let's go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Cowlitz and the Elks tied at 1 with the Black Bears coming to bat. You're tuned into Black Bears Baseball on KEDO and on YouTube. Bottom of the 4th inning now. Cowlitz all wrapped up with the Elks at 1-1. Shepard, Schwartz, Nishida. 8-9-1 coming up back against David Case, who's tossed 60 pitches in his first 3 innings, so 20 per. 36 have gone over 4 strikes. And that makes him exactly 60% right there on the nose. The Black Bears have left 5 men on base in the last 2 innings. Left them loaded in the 3rd and left 2 in scoring position they left them loaded in the 2nd. There we go. We're in the 4th and left 2 on in scoring position in the 3rd. It wasn't really their fault in the last inning because, hey, Henry Mensch hit a ball right on the screws down the right field line, but Matt Dallas made a spectacular play over there. Unassisted double play, and then Dawson Martin flat out to right to end that. First one to Shepard is a breaking ball high and away, 1-0, coming up to the Black Bears first baseman. So Cowlitz have been putting Shepard a little bit lower in the order while he tries to come back around here. They did the same thing to Kerry Arbolita and ended up working. So let's see if Shepard can get some of his confidence back as he taps one high over to 3rd. The quick throw over will send him down on 2 pitches. And there's 1 away now in the bottom of the 4th, and Matthew Schwartz trotting his way up to the plate. Schwartz, the LCC product. 6 foot, 180 pounds from Spokane, Washington. Same hometown as his infield partner, Brock Bozette.
Up now is number 4, Matthew Schwartz.
So Case has been able to get himself out of some situations, but he might want to buy Matt Dallas a steak dinner after this game, as the first one to Schwartz is low and in for a ball, 1-0. Sun continuing to come down here at David Story. Looking for a little bit of a cooler summer evening out here as Schwartz fouls one into the screen behind home plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. And again, the Bend Elks mathematically eliminated from first half contention here with their 6-11 record despite their victory today. Corvallis won. Slot took him out of it as another one's low in the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike coming on up to the 9 batter for the Black Bears. Well, if they can flip it over, they'll have Riku Nishida, Brock Bozette, and Jacob Stinson coming up. And all of them have been very good today at the plate. Here's a 2-1. And the fastball paints the outside corner, so we'll even it out now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Black Bears looking to work their way back to 500. They're now in a tie again with the Portland Pickles for 3rd place, but I'd at least like to get ahead of them as the 2-2 on the way. And he got him. Schwartz caught looking right there on the inside corner, so 2 quick outs for Case. This was the pitcher's duel that we were envisioning in today's game so far, as Riku Nishida will come on up. Nishida has reached base safely in his first 2 trips, a bunt single and a hit by pitch. Nishida, the lefty against the lefty Case. First pitch is a fastball right down Main Street for a strike, count 0-1. And we'll take you around the league in just a moment, as the 0-1 to the lefty is another strike in there. 0-2. The Corvallis Knights just eked one out at home against the Apple Sox by a score of 7-6, as they knocked the Ben Elks out of contention. As the Portland Pickles lead the Richfield Raptors 1-0, as this is a chopper over to the 3rd baseman. Out of the air is Betcher, the throw over, and he's off the bag. Let's see how they score that one. I think Nishida would have beat that throw. So let's see what Bob and John decide it's going to be, way over to my left. But right now, Nishida, 3 for 3 in terms of getting aboard. As Brock Bozette coming on up, and they are going to give that an error on Bryce Betcher. Bozette put the bat on the ball just once with a ground out, as there goes Nishida. The pitch is high. Here's the throw, and Nishida looked like he slid in there in time, but the tag got on down there nice and quickly, and he's caught stealing for the final out of the inning. So no runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 left, or nobody left aboard. Let's go to the top of the 5th, all wrapped up at 1 with the Elks coming to bat. You're listening to and watching Cowlitz Black Bears baseball right here on KADO and YouTube. Austin back out there for inning number 5. He's only used 43 pitches. 29 have crossed the plate. He surrendered just 1 run on 1 hit, 4 strikeouts, and 1 walk for him. He's only faced 14. As Sam Linscott, Bryce Betcher, and Matt Dallas will look to end Austin's streak of 7 retired in a row and try to break this 1-1 tie. But with the stuff that Austin's been featuring today, that's going to be a very difficult feat. Another score I forgot to give you in the last inning, Yakima Valley are up on Walla Walla by a score of 2-1 in the bottom of the 5th at Yakima County Stadium. Linscott up to the plate with a double. Knocked in the only run of the ball game for Ben. He now has 11 runs batted in for them on the season, leading the team. Linscott, again, the batting average leader here in the West Coast League as Austin delivers the first one, and this is skied over into shallow right field. Nishida really racing over there. Arbolito calls him off and will make the grab. Good communication between those two in the outfield, avoiding a collision and collecting the out, so a win-win situation for them as Bryce Betcher now will come up to the plate with one down and nobody on. And you can follow your Cowlitz Black Bears wherever you are, even if you cannot tune in, on these social media platforms, on Facebook at Cowlitz Black Bears, on Twitter at Cowlitz B Bears, and over on Instagram at Cowlitz Black Bears on Instagram and Twitter. You can find lineup graphics and a score update on the Twitter page. So Austin now delivers a downhill fastball for a strike on the outside corner, count 0-1. So only 2 pitches needed this inning so far for 1 out and 1 strike. And now the field's completely covered in the shade, so that's a huge difference on the turf. It's a lot hotter out there with the direct sunlight as Austin, just off the edge there on the outside, 1-1 after that fastball. Yeah, Linscott with the only RBI and the only hit in the game for Bend. As the only other base runners they've had have come by way of a walk and an error. Austin's 1-1. Oh, what a curveball in there. Right down the heart of the plate. Betcher must have been sitting on something else because he looked absolutely bamboozled up there at the plate. 1-2, bases empty, 1 out. 1-2. Breaking ball, little outside that time. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So far, counting today's effort, Kelly Austin's whip is down to .85, including non-league games. That's what you're looking for out of one of your most electric starters. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down. Against the righty Betcher. Kicks, delivers. Next one, breaking ball is lifted in the air down the right field line. Arbolito giving chase, but that's going to land in foul ground. Could not get over there with the ball sinking the way it was. So we'll have another 2-2 coming at you. And we will give you a West Coast League standings update right now. Corvallis have now won 7 in a row. They are up to 14-4 on the season in first. Ridgefield 2.5 games behind them with an 11-6 record. They've lost 1 in a row. The Black Bears dropped 1. Yesterday, they're 6-8, tied with the Portland Pickles. They're both 6 games back. And the Bend Elks, 6-11, 7.5 games behind. So 2-2 is right off the edge on the outside. Pitch number 50 for Austin. As Martin really framed it well, and I think that might have been a strike a little bit earlier in the count. But Jordan Shepard says it's off the plate, so the count now 3-2. Austin needed to make a big pitch here. He fires on the inside, and that's laced but foul. Over on the left, so we'll do the 3-2 all over again. And then in the North Division, Yakima Valley holding on to a slim lead there, 9-5, 2 games up on the Walla Walla Sweets, who are 7-7. The Wenatchee Apple Sox 8-10, 3 games back, with Bellingham and Port Angeles both 4 games behind. Bellingham, though, 7-11, and Port Angeles 4-8. 3-2 is hit high and deep, towering shot into left field. Mensch going way back there, and that is off the trees and gone. A solo home run for Bryce Betcher for the Bend Elks, and he has broken the tie. That's his first homer of the season, and it's a 2-1 Bend lead. Well, the Elks have only needed 2 hits to get the job done, as Austin, with a bit of a mistake on the inside, allows that blast to Betcher. And now the Black Bears trailing for the second time in this ball game. Matt Dallas coming on up there. And yeah, just looking around the West Coast League right now, it's really been lopsided so far in the first half. Only 3 teams with winning records. 2 of them in the South Division. First pitch from Austin is low, 1-0. Still no action in the Black Bears bullpen. They'll ride with Austin after this inning, I believe. They'll probably get 6 out of him. And the 1-0 to the righty is a chopper over to the third baseman. On a hop, Bozette fires to first and will retire him. And you can tell a lot about a pitcher on how he bounces back after giving up a home run. Kelly Austin, not afraid to throw strikes, gets one on the inside corner and induces a nice, easy ground out to Brock Bozette. There's 2 away. Now the lefty, Bryce Tweet, will come on up there. Almost had himself a single today, but was snared by Matthew Schwartz. As that curving liner up the middle found its way into his glove. First pitch from Kelly. Fastball right on the outside corner for a strike count, 0-1. Game just now and 15 minutes old as we're approaching the halfway mark. One more out. We'll be 50% of the way through here at David Story. Here's the 0-1. And this is one on a couple hops. Oh, a high one to Nishida, reaches in the air and is able to grab it and throw it over to first to send him down for the final out of the inning. One run on one big hit, the solo home run from Betcher, and nobody left on base. We're halfway through here at David Story, heading into the bottom of the fifth. Cowlitz trailing by one, coming to bat. You're tuned in to Black Bears Baseball right here on YouTube and KEDO.
That's always exciting.
Bottom of the fifth inning, the Cars playing over the loudspeaker as Turner Thompson coming in for David Case, and this call to the bullpen might be just what the Black Bears needed right here as they are trying to come on back from this 2-1 deficit. And they've had plenty of scoring opportunities against Case, but have left 6 aboard. They left the bases loaded in the second and left 2 in scoring position back in the third. So Bozette, Stinson, and Weber will try to rectify that against the new right-hander. Let's give you Case's line in today's game. Case threw 71 pitches, 41 went for strikes, and that makes it 60.6%. Allowed 1 earned run on 5 hits, 2 walks, 1 hit batter, and 5 strikeouts. Also a wild pitch in there, and also through 4 innings, so he is ineligible to win or lose. He will go down with a no decision no matter what happens. As Ben will send out Turner Thompson for the first time in this series. Thompson threw an inning the last time that they played the Black Bears back in Bend. He gave him an inning of scoreless ball, walked 2, but also struck out a pair. So ultimately was effective. Yeah, runs are all that really matter, right? That's what the game's all about. Yeah, I mean, you could tell today, only 2 hits for a Bend, but they lead at 2-1 despite the Black Bears having 5 hits. And Thompson on the season is 1-0 in 4 relief appearances. This will be his 5th. He's only thrown 2 in the 3rd inning, allowed 1 run on 1 hit. The run was earned, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts. He has an ERA of 3.85. So righty against righty, lefty-righty for the Black Bears coming up 2-3-4 for them. So turning to the bullpen a bit early here. Starter will not be eligible for the win. First offering from Thompson. And that's a fast one, but misses low for a ball, 1-0. Turner Thompson wearing the number 26 for the Elks. Right-handed pitcher from Tulane from Tampa, Florida. 6'1" and 210 pounds. Really has a nice heater as the 1-0. Another fastball, but that's outside. 2 balls and no strikes. So a little softer throwing from Case, and Thompson really likes to strike out a lot of batters, but also walks a lot of guys. 2-0. And it's swatted right back by Bozette. Was jammed on that one. 2 balls and 1 strike coming up to the Black Bears' 3rd baseman. So 2 runs, 2 hits, 2 errors, 1 left aboard for Ben. For Cowlitz, 1 run, 5 hits, 1 error, and 6 left on base for them. Looking to get another leadoff base hit this inning as Bozette laces one down the right field line, but that's going to go foul. And a couple of Elks coming in from the bullpen will retrieve that one, and we'll even the count up at 2-2. Bozette was actually up at the plate in the last inning, but but Riku Nishida was caught stealing, so that ended that. And now Bozette will lead this one off here. And now the 2-2. Big time downhill fastball goes a little too low and below Bozette's knees. 3 balls and 2 strikes coming up to the number 2 hitter in the lineup and the leadoff man of the 5th inning. Thompson comes set right even with his face, nice and high. Huge leg kick. The delivery is sliced foul by Bozette. And a tight at-bat so far for him has made Thompson throw 6 pitches out there. Now the sun completely behind the trees out there, so no more direct sunlight for the players. And no, they're liking that here on this hot day. Another payoff. Look out, up and in, and Bozette ducks out of the way of ball 4 and will lead off the inning by walking and reaching base for the first time for him in today's contest. So now the Black Bears have put the leadoff man aboard in 4 of 5 innings, 3 times with a hit. One of those hits was a double and now a walk, as Jacob Stinson has one of the 5 hits for the Black Bears today. He's 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a double. If Stinson can duplicate his double from the last time he was up, that'll almost certainly score the very fleet of foot Brock Bozette. First offering to him, that's low, picked up out of the ground by Logan, 1-0. So far, Turner Thompson, 8 pitches, only 3 for strikes. Left-hander with the very slight open stance up there at the plate in the 3 spot, looking to help the Black Bears at least tie this ball game back up as he takes a fastball strike on the outside, 1-1. Well, the thing with high velocity guys, yeah, you'll get some swings and misses, but when the Black Bears get the bat on the ball against them, it is going to go a long way. A lot of power, guys, especially the guy on deck, Wilson Weber, as this down and out pitch, also a strike, right on the black. 1 ball and 2 strikes now coming up to Stinson. And dragging the bat across the plate, ready to go here. Thompson again comes set high, and the slide step delivery is Stinson able to tap one foul. Stays at 1-2, so you see Thompson adjusting up there on the mound. And he's really decreasing the altitude of his leg kick there with the runner on first base. Brock Bozette on the season has swiped a pair of bases. Now 10 feet off the back, being held on by Dallas. Gavin Logan threw out the last would-be base stealer as Stinson takes one high and outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes coming up to the 3-hitter for the Black Bears. I'd like to take this time in the bottom of the 5th to thank you so much for tuning in today, whether you're at home, in the car, hanging out in the ticket counter here at David Story Field. Hopefully you're enjoying some air conditioning and enjoying some Cowlitz Black Bears baseball. We're so happy to have you out here. As Stinson fouls one back, this will be retrieved by a man over in the Elks side wearing a t-shirt and shorts. So maybe a player that's not dressing today. Keep it nice and cool as Stinson again putting together a nice at-bat against Thompson, much like Bozette did. Against 2 batters, Thompson's already thrown 13 pitches. Now the 2-2. Below the knee is another full count coming on up to a Black Bears batter with Wilson Weber due up. Well, you got to imagine if the Black Bears put enough traffic on the base paths in this inning that they got to come around and score. Law of averages should be spilling back in their way down in this part of the season as Stinson hits one in the air to center field, but Rourke, not having to move too much, gets under it and makes the grab for out number 1. Yeah, that's where baseballs go to die, out there in dead center field for anybody hitting here at David Story. The barn and the wind's coming out there really stops that baseball as Weber steps up. He's 1 for 2, a fly out to deep right and a base hit down the third base line. And actually, when he hit it there, Bryce Betcher was able to dive and put a stop to it. But Weber, with his speed, able to get on over there as Bozette takes an aggressive secondary. Logan has to pick it in the dirt, count 1-0. As the go call was coming out from the Elks bench, but Bozette ended up hanging out over on the bag that he's at. Hitters count for Weber. Hard thrower on the mound, so Weber's power will get a little extra oomph if he can get around on it. as Thompson pounding the outside corner with his fastball, 1-1. Not a lot of off-speed stuff from Turner Thompson so far, so the Black Bears, for the most part, know that that fastball is coming. They just have to get around on it. 1-1. Another fastball misses low, 2-1 to Wilson. Kerry Arboleda duo on deck, followed by Henry Mensch, who has knocked in the only run of the ball game for Cowlitz so far today. Long look, 2-1. Is hit, and that's going to go through the hole on the right side for a base hit. Hit number 2 for Wilson Weber. Hit number 6 for the Black Bears. That'll push Bozette over to second. And the Black Bears again in business with 2 men on and just 1 away. Here is Kerry Arboleda. Arboleda, 1 for 1. He has a base hit and a walk today.
Kerry Arboleda.
Arboleda perfect when it comes to getting on base today. Looking to keep that streak alive here. Bozette, a lot of speed in scoring position here. As the Black Bears have gone just 1 for 9 with runners in scoring position. We're only in the bottom of the 5th, but one swing can change it all right here from Arboleda. Thompson again with a high set, a high leg kick with 2 on, and that fastball is a strike, count 0-1. Thompson again generates a lot of strikeouts, but also gives him a lot of pitches to hit. As Henry Mensch will come on right after Arboleda, barring another spectacular play by the Bend defense. Here's the 0-1. Arboleda crushes one in the air, but got a little too far under it. And that'll go foul and land on the roof of a school building. You could hear it hit that metal roof. 0-2 coming up to Arboleda. Lights starting to make a difference here at David Story Field as sun continuing to get itself ready for bed out there and left. Now the 0-2, Arboleda, swing and a miss on the changeup, and he's down on strikes for out number 2. Strikeout number 1 for Turner Thompson. We'll turn it on over to Henry Mensch as the Black Bears have now dropped to 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position today.
Up now, number 9, Henry Mensch.
Mensch with 1 hit and 2 at-bats has hit the ball hard twice. An RBI double and then a line drive that should have been another RBI double, but was stopped by Matt Dallas as Mensch crushes one to deep center field. Going back on into his Rourke near the track, and he'll catch it right above his head for the final out of the inning. So the Black Bears yet again put some men on base, but cannot bring him around to score. No runs on 1 hit. No errors, 2 left aboard. Let's go to the top of the 6th inning here at David Story Field. The Elks coming to bat, leading it 2-1. You're tuned in to Cowlitz Black Bears Baseball right here on YouTube and KEDO. Kelly Austin here in the top of the 6th inning. 2-1 Bend lead as Austin back out for a 6th inning of work. We do have a right-hander warming in the pen for the Black Bears, but Austin with an extremely low pitch count. And with the temperatures dropping, probably feeling a little more comfortable out there on the mound. So we'll see how much longer of release the Black Bears will give him. He has not exceeded 6 innings in any start today. Right now, only eligible to lose the game unless he get some more run support from the Black Bears. So here's Gavin Rourke to lead things off. Rourke, Hauk, and Garcia, 1, 2, 3, coming up for Bend. And the top of the order so far today for the Elks has not had a great day. 0 for 6 against Austin, as first one is fouled back and off the glove of Martin, right over on the side of the Black Bears dugout. Retrieved by Matty Fung. Okay, so he's on foul ball duty today. Count 0-1. Black Bears couldn't get anything around on Turner Thompson besides putting some more traffic on the base paths, as the next pitch from Austin is hit high in the air to right center field. Stinson, though, ranges over and will make the grab for out number 1. So once again, Austin pitching rather efficiently, as Austin Houck will come on up there. Austin, again, probably the best starter on this team. And that's not a knock against anybody else. He's just been sensational out there. As the first one is a little high for a ball, 1-0. Austin has only allowed 2 hits, but both of them were RBI hits. Sam Linscott with the double and the solo home run for Bryce Betcher. Next one, that's a fastball strike in there. 1 ball and 1 strike. And to remind you, moving forward, the next 3 games on the road to Walla Walla will only be accessible on KEDO or KEDOAM.com. We'll be back on YouTube July 2nd and 3rd for their Black Bears 2 games against Cascade College, as Kelly Austin busts out the paintbrush and smears the outside corner 1-2. Next one from Austin. Did he swing around that one? It was a breaking ball, and Mervin says he did not. 2-2 to Austin Houck, who's 0 for 2 today. Also with another long look in. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball. Oh, he got him. Strike 3. Houck caught window shopping on that one upstairs. And that's the second out of the top of the 6th inning. Kelly Austin, with his 5th strikeout of the evening, is now to 29 on the season. And 0 for 2 is Daniel Garcia. Ground out and a fly out, both over to the right side. First pitch from Kelly really pops the mitt. And that's a strike, 0-1. Yeah, he's not showing really any signs of wear out there, that's for sure. So 0-1 coming up, as the Black Bears will send up the bottom third of their order in the next inning, as this time Austin messes around with an off-speed pitch and nails the outside corner, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Austin looking for back-to-back strikeouts to pick up his 6th of the evening. Base is empty, and his team trails it by 1. Kicks, fires the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Kelly Austin putting on a pitching clinic out there. Sends him down swinging for the final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left to board. Let's go to the bottom of the 6th. The Black Bears with Martin, Shepard, and Schwartz due up. Right here on 99.1 FM, 1400 AM, KEDO, Longview, Kelso, and on YouTube. We will return shortly. New arm out there as the manager for Bend, Mr. Kyle Nobach, trying to piece this one together on the back end. Left-hander Eli Ankeny out on the mound, so Turner Thompson's day is done. Thompson put a couple of men on base, but neither of them crossed home, so maintained the lead. Thompson threw 1 inning of scoreless ball, threw 23 pitches, 14 strikes. That's 60.9%, so just above the 60.6 of the starter, David Case. Allowed the 1 hit, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout as Ankeny will come in looking to bounce back. He's not having the best season so far this year, but was really effective against the Black Bears. Struck out the side in his only appearance. That was back over in Bend into the 7-6 loss on June 10th that the Black Bears were able to emerge victorious in. Ankeny is making his 4th appearance of the season. He has a start in there, actually making his 5th appearance. He's done 4 innings, surrendered.
And up to bat right now is
surrendered 6 runs, there we go, on 8 hits, 5 walks, 4 strikeouts. 3 of those strikeouts came against the Black Bears. In his next game against Ridgefield, surrendered 5, earned runs on 7 hits, walked 3, and has not struck out a batter since June 17th. So the lefty against Dawson Martin, who's 0 for 1, fires up and away, 1 ball and no strikes. And it looks like Bend will try to piece things together with 1 guy at a time. As the next one from Ankeny, swing and a miss by Martin. It looked like he actually let go with his front hand there. 1-1 coming up against the Black Bears catcher. The Black Bears have left 8 men on base today. Just struggling to get that 1 big hit. They do have a run in as Martin hits this one in the air with a lot of spin, going foul on the right side, and that'll land on the gravel right in front of our first base concession stands. 1 ball and 2 strikes. We'll say, though, Ankeny was effective in his most recent appearance against Bellingham. Faced 4 batters in 1 inning, allowed a hit and a walk, but was ultimately able to get out of it. The left-hander kicks, fires the 1-2, breaking ball way off the glove of Logan, and will trickle over towards the Bend dugout. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Eli Ankeny, a righty from Grand Canyon University, Phoenix, Arizona, 6 foot 200 pounds. Hey, that's where our typical on-field host, Jaden, goes to school, as the 2-2 is fouled in and out of the glove of Logan, so they'll do it all over again. The Black Bears just with 1 run, but on 6 hits, 1 error, 8 left on base. Bend, 2 runs on 2 hits, 2 errors, 1 left aboard. And the Black Bears, again, with some rolling around out there in the bullpen. Here's the 2-2 to Martin. Swing and a miss on the upstairs change, and Martin sent down on strikes for out number 1. So now, dating back to June 10th, Ankeny has only struck out Black Bears. That's 4 in a row. And now they're going to pinch hit for Jaden Shepard. Here comes Case Ogata. So unusual. You hope everything's okay.
Number 25, Case Ogata.
With Jaden Shepard. Ogata comes up to the plate in front of his family from Boise, hitting .219, 7 hits, 32 at bats, 5 driven in, 5 runs scored, a couple of walks as well for him. Right-handed power hitter from Utah Valley University, takes a strike on the inside, count 0-1. And Shepard in today's game was 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Lefty deals the 0-1. Ogata swings and misses, and the count now, no balls and 2 strikes. Ogata was out in front of that breaking ball, coming in a little cold off the bench, although I guess on a day like today, you can't really come off cold anywhere. It's the 0-2. Darts down and inside. Ogata takes that one above his cleat tops. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 1 down. Bases empty in the bottom of the 6th. Black Bears looking to win this series and win their 2nd series of the season in league play. As the 1-2 swing and a miss by Ogata. 5 consecutive strikeouts from Ankeny against these Black Bears. So Ankeny mixing speeds very well. As Matthew Schwartz coming on up, he's 0 for 2 with a couple of Ks. First one is a little high and off speed to Schwartz, count 1-0, and our fearless, benevolent owner, Tony Bonacci, keeping us all hydrated up here, passing around some cold Aquafinas. As a check swing by Schwartz chops high and will bounce foul. Ooh, it's missed by 2 people over on the bench for the Elks. I believe one of them was Xander Krause, the pitching coach. And then the other one that it got around was Brooks Uhas, who's wearing shorts over there, unavailable out of the pen today. 0-1 with 2 outs, bases empty to Schwartz, who takes another one high. 2 balls and 1 strike. Riku Nishida coming up next with Brock Bozette and Jacob Stinson following him up. So the Black Bears were only able to score 1 against David Case, and now nothing through 1 2/3 of an inning against 2 different bullpen arms for the Bend Elks. Schwartz fouls that one away on the right side. Now we got Deuces Wild, 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 down. Brian Burris' squad struggling with runners in scoring position today. 1 for 11. That's why they only have the 1 run on 6 hits. Long looking from Ankeny. Has his back foot smack dab in the middle of the rubber. He delivers the 2-2 breaking ball, and Schwartz able to spoil it. Goes foul on the right side, away out of play, and we'll keep it a 2-2 count. Don't forget to get your tickets to the next Cowlitz Black Bears homestand. They'll play 2 games, one on July 2nd and one on July 3rd against Cascade Collegiate, right before the 4th of July, so you miss them. Get your tickets at CowlitzBlackBears.com as Schwartz hits one right back to the mound. Ankeny's got it, shuffles it down over to the first baseman, and sends him down for the final out of the inning. No run, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. A perfect inning from Eli Ankeny as the Black Bears failed to score again for the 4th consecutive inning. We head to the top of the 7th. Bend Elks up 2-1 on the Black Bears with Ben coming to bat. You're tuned into Cowlitz Black Bears baseball right here on YouTube and KEDO. Top 7. Kelly Austin out for another inning of work. This will be the most innings he's thrown in a start for the Black Bears this season. As soon as he records an out, he's only allowed 2 hits. One of them was a home run, one was an RBI double. Besides that, he's been excellent. 66 pitches, 46 strikes, and faced 21 batters, struck out 6, and 1 walk and 2 hits today. That's it. And his parents are here today, and his sister as well, so he wants to show off in front of the family. Staying on out there, and he's got a pristine pitch count, so we can keep on going as long as he's not too hot. But, hey, he's going to be pitching down in UCLA, so maybe he's got to get used to it. Also pitched at Orange Coast this season. First pitch is high and away, 1-0. Taking over at first base for Jaden Shepard is Case Ogata, so now Jaden Shepard completely out of the game, and Ogata, he can certainly pick it over at first. His family here as well. 1-0 from Austin. Swing and a miss on the upstairs change. Evens it out at 1 ball and 1 strike. So Ben looking to win their first series against the Black Bears. And 3 years, well, really, 3 years since 2018. Or no, since 2017. They didn't do it in 2018. This is line to right field. Arboleda stepped in first and then took a couple quick shuffles back to make the grab for out number 1. So a quick line out. Puts one down here, and now Kelly Austin has thrown his longest outing of this season as Gavin Logan will come on up. Logan 0 for 1, walked and struck out.
Number 27, Gavin Logan.
As Austin again putting together another dominant outing for the Cowlitz Black Bears. First offering, high and away, 1-0 to Logan. Logan has thrown out a base runner from behind home plate and also came around to score after stealing second and being brought in by Sam Linscott double. Here's the 1-0. And that is down and inside. 2 balls and no strikes coming up to him.
still makes house calls. The Roof Doctor.
Even though we're only in the top of the 7th, we'd like to remind you to not forget to tune in to the Cowlitz Black Bears post-game show right after the final hour, where we'll break down all the action in today's game and interview the Black Bear of the game. You won't want to miss it, but if you do, you can catch it on the Daily News' website and also on YouTube, as the 2-0 is a grounder, foul on the right side, and that'll trickle all the way over to the fence.
Game is your locally owned McDonald's in Longview and Woodland.
21 count coming up to the lefty. Kelly Austin has carved up Gavin Logan so far today. With that strikeout. Also walked him, but Austin was throwing a lot of pitches that were good in that at bat. 2-1 is there at the knees for a strike, and we'll even it out at 2 balls and 2 strikes, as I accidentally hit the microphone there trying to wipe some sweat off my face. I knew I should have grabbed a rally towel from the office before today's game. 2-2, base is empty. Austin kicks, fires. Next pitch is a high chopper, and that'll bounce foul. We'll do it all over again. And now I believe that Noah Wolf to my left definitely owes me a soda of some kind, because we said foul at the same time. And I was the first one to bring it up. And now I'll say jinx for good measure. Of course, he's going right home to Bend, but hey, you know, that's what delivery apps are for. 2-2 count. 1 down. Austin sets low and delivers the next one. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Logan down on strikes for the second time as Martin fires it over to first. And there's 2 away here in the top of the 7th. Kelly Austin has now struck out at least 7 batters in all 4 of his starts this season.
Walking up now is 31, Sam Linscott.
Hit a high of 10 a few games ago, as Linscott 1 for 2, a double and a flyout. First pitch from Austin, the righty. It's slithered a little too far outside, 1-0. Yeah, Kelly Austin's 10 strikeout game came against Corvallis. He also only allowed 2 runs in that one. Today's game, he's allowed a season low 2 hits. Next one, off speed, but on the outside corner, 1-1 coming up to Linscott. And Kelly Austin now continuing to mow guys down in order. After the home run, he has retired as this one off the plate, 2-1. 7 in a row. So again, you can tell a lot about a pitcher by how he bounces back after giving up a big hit. And yeah, I'd say retiring the next 7 in a row, pretty good. Pristine stuff from the righty. 2-1 comes in. That's a strike on the outside corner. Deuces wild now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down in the top of the 7th. Well, a big strikeout here would give the Black Bears some momentum heading into the bottom of the 7th inning with Nishida, Bozette, and Stinson, the leadoff men, all coming up to the plate. Here's the 2-2. And it rolls over it. That'll hop into the screen. And, almost stayed right on top of the padding there. That would have been pretty cool. But unfortunately, you know, gravity had to get in the way. As Austin will rely on some gravity to perhaps pull down the next pitch. That'll be a breaking ball. Here's the 2-2. It is a breaking ball. He went around. Yes, he did. Martin with the tag, and Kelly Austin strikes out the side. Strikeout number 8 for him today to end the bottom of the 7th inning, or the top of the 7th inning. Austin has retired 8 in a row, as the Black Bears will have 1, 2, 3 coming up in the bottom of the 7th. They trail by 1. It's stretch time here at David Story Field, but we'll step aside on KEDO and YouTube. All right, bottom 7th now. Let's see if the Black Bears can break on through here. Top of the order, due up Nishida, Bozette, Stinson against Eli Ankeny back out there for his second inning of work. And for Ankeny, he's only had 1 appearance of 2 innings. Every other time it's been 1, and then against Wenatchee, not at all. As now the lights finally coming on here in the press box here, as the lights have been on at David Story for quite some time. First pitch from the lefty, zips one on the outside corner to Nishida, 0-1. Riku's 1 for 2, but has been on base all 3 times. He has a bunt single. He was hit by a pitch and reached on an error. Now the 0-1. And Nishida, big hack and a miss that time on that inside breaking pitch. No balls and 2 strikes. Ankeny came into this appearance with a 13.50 ERA, and the Black Bears certainly whittled it down, being sent down in order back in the bottom of the 6th. Now the 0-2, and Ankeny misses it off Logan's glove, and that was actually in the right-hander's batter's box, 1-2. Ankeny has thrown just enough strikes against the Black Bears to get him to swing and miss. He has 19 pitches, 13 strikes. 1-2. And Nishida not taking any chances, slapping that one foul. And actually pretty close to Bozette in the on-deck circle, but he'll grab it and save Matty Fung the trouble there, slinging it back into the dugout. And again, stretching and jumping jacks in the Black Bears bullpen, but still no throwing. Austin's pitch count at a neat and tidy 81 as the breaking ball, Nishida loops it foul on the left side, and once again out of play. So a chance the Black Bears have Austin come out there for an 8th inning. Again, only 81 pitches through 7, and just 2 hits. But the Black Bears trail 2-1 as one of those hits was a solo shot. 1-2 to Nishida. Falls a little too far down and out. 2-2 to the Black Bears spark plug in their lineup. Bozette and Stinson will both be coming on up. .22 is chopped over to second. It's going to be a foot race. A quick throw over to first, and he beats Nishida by a stride for the first out of the inning. That's something you got to love about Nishida. It always looks like, he actually looks like he belongs in Eugene with that speed out there today, with the Olympic trials going on, but he's unfortunately caught on first. Unfortunately for the Black Bears, as Bozette steps up 0 for 2 with a walk, a ground out, and a strikeout.
Brock Bozette.
As now Xander Klaus with a quick talk to Ankeny. Only the second time that Ankeny has eclipsed the 4-out threshold. Ankeny with no trouble with this heat today. He's from Phoenix, Arizona. Yeah, he's not having any problem. Probably not even breaking a sweat out there. It's also where our owner, Tony Bonacci, is from. Well, actually, originally from Trenton, New Jersey, but then moved to Phoenix as the first offering to Bozette misses in 1-0. Well, the Black Bears have been hitting well in the late innings, but haven't really been able to push many across. They don't want to get down to the wire today as Bozette fouls one into the glove of Logan, 1-1. And Brock's ground out was right to Bryce Betcher. Pulled the ball a lot this season as the 1-1 squares to bunt, pulls it back as that was above the bat head. So it takes it north. 2 balls and 1 strike coming up to the Black Bears third baseman. Bozette, a stud defender, who's brought in as a defensive replacement in game number 1. I made the start at shortstop yesterday as he fouls one back. 2-2 coming up to the man from Spokane Falls Community College. Bozette definitely needs to get himself aboard for Stinson and Weber. Give them a chance to not get a run here in the bottom of the 7th with just 8 offensive outlets left. Rolls one over, a dive by Betcher. He's going to sidearm throw and retire Bozette, and the Bend Elks defense has really showed up and showed out today with some excellent plays. Betcher with a diving stop to rob Bozette of a hit, and now Jacob Stinson up with 2 down in the bottom of the 7th.
Up now, number 18, Jacob Stinson.
Stinson is 1 for 3. He struck out, doubled, and flied out. Stinson trying to keep this inning alive. The Black Bears with 7 outs to go. First pitch to the lefty from the lefty is on the outside corner, 0-1. And Bend have put up now 4 2/3 scoreless since surrendering that run in the bottom of the second. The 0-1. Another strike on the curve to Stinson, who falls behind 0-2. Ankeny with 30 pitches, 21 for strikes. That's 70% for him. See if he tries to run it off the plate, look for a chase. The 0-2, and that was a little off the plate, but Stinson able to spoil it. And Weber, always alert, making the play on it and shuffling it back into the third base dugout. Still an 0-2 count. So let's see what Ankeny wants to do here. It's been outside all day against Stinson now. As the 0-2 goes away again, and really a hot shot that bounces. Looks like it might have gone above the bleachers over there on hot. Once again out of play. Next time the Black Bears will play will be against the Walla Walla Sweets at 6:35 p.m. over on Tuesday. Catch all the action on KEDO, including that entire series, either on your radio or at KEDOAM.com. 0-2 again. Strike 3. Stinson caught looking. Looked a little low, but Eli Ankeny coming on out there and retiring the side. 2 innings in a row against the Black Bears. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. Top of the 8th coming up. Bend 2, Black Bears 1, as Kelly Austin back out on the mound. You are tuned into Black Bears baseball right here on KEDO and on YouTube. Austin, 81 pitches, back out there for the 8th. As now, Isaac Martinez starting to toss in the pen. So Austin might not be able to go the distance, but the Black Bears are hoping that they can keep him out there long enough so he can pick up a win. Bryce Betcher will lead things off, and he's the last batter to reach base against Kelly Austin, and that was that home run. Since then, he's retired everyone in a row. First pitch to Betcher, swing and a miss upstairs, and the count 0-1. Yeah, after Bryce Betcher hit that home run, 2 groundouts, a flyout, then a couple of strikeouts, a lineout, and then 2 more strikeouts. Next one from Austin, another swing and a miss in the count 0-2. And yeah, Kelly Austin probably looking for some revenge against Bryce here. That solo home run, the difference in this ball game. Only 2 mistakes from Austin today. An RBI double from Sam Linscott and a solo home run from Bryce Betcher. As that one, well, they're going to call it off the plate. You know, that must have been high, as Austin was certain that was a strike, because that one caught a lot of plates, so they had to say that that was above Betcher's belt. He also even checked his swing but didn't go around. So 1-2, he's been high to Betcher. Let's see if he tries to get him to chase on his signature breaking ball. Here's the 1-2. There it is, but it darts a little too low. Started around the knees and buckled a little too far down. So we'll even it out, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Martinez had a nice 4-inning start against Wenatchee. And now we'll have a late inning appearance, most likely in the 9th. The left-hander will. Austin's 2-2. Swung on and ooh, just got a piece of it. So stays alive here. The Black Bears will send up 4, 5, and 6 in the bottom of the 8th. Weber, Arboleda, and Mensch. 2 heavy hitters and the man that's driven in the only run of the ball game for Cowlitz. And honestly, Mensch has hit the ball extremely hard all 3 times, but he was robbed of a couple of hits. And now the 2-2. And that one a little low, below Betcher's knees. Payoff pitch coming up. Austin has only walked 5 batters this season and 1 in this game. And Austin's payoff pitch. Swung on and lined up the middle. Going back on into Stinson. Reaches in the air. Oh, my God. Oh, he dropped it. It looked like he made the grab as this one is going to go to the wall. So Betcher, the only player with 2 base hits against Kelly Austin. This one a double, and now Austin in another bit of a situation here. The runner on second base and no outs. Matt Dallas, 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out. Dallas hasn't done much at the plate today, but has absolutely killed the Black Bears defensively. Killed the rally in the bottom of the third. Would have looked for sure like the Black Bears would score with the bases loaded. As this one's popped up. Ogata dives and can't get there in time. So that'll just drop for a foul ball, count 0-1. So Dallas clearly looking to push over Betcher to third base.
Providing quality physical rehabilitation services to clients throughout Southwest Washington.
The Bend Elks, particularly their manager, Kyle Nobach, a huge fan of small ball. They love to bunt guys over. So 0-1 coming up. Kelly Austin trying to wiggle his way out of this situation. He's got the stuff to do it. As the 0-1 on the way. Breaking ball. That's a strike at the belt. 0-2. So Austin once again ahead. He was ahead of Betcher and then missed off the plate a bunch of times before he was able to come around on one. Austin already with 7 strikeouts. Can get an 8th right here against Dallas. He went up and inside with the breaking ball. Let's see if he goes down and away breaking ball or upstairs with the fastball. Doesn't like the first sign. Agrees with the next from Dawson Martin. Betcher hopping around over there. He breaks for third. Next pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Martin with the throw, and that's going to airmail into left field. Picked up on a hop. Mensch can't handle it. And Betcher with the stolen base and will score on the error by Dawson Martin. It's now a 3-1 lead for the Bend Elks. So another unfortunate turn for the Black Bears, as that'll be an unearned run for Austin, as yeah, that one definitely wasn't coming on in.
Some love for the Black Bears.
Except for that error. Martin usually with a great arm, but just sailed it too high above Bozette. Well, now the base is empty. As the first one from Austin, swing and a miss from Tweed, 0-1. Austin still dealing at 91 or 92 pitches now, 64 strikes. And Austin's next one, the 0-1, is popped up in shallow left. Mensch racing in and will call off Schwartz to make the grab for out number 2. So again, after a tough play, you can always count on Kelly Austin to come back and get the next few outs, and that's exactly what he's done right here, as Gavin Rourke will step up with the bases clear and 2 down. And how about this for a line today? 3 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors, 1 left for Bend, and yet they lead the Black Bears by 2. They have 1 run, 6 hits, 2 errors, 8 left aboard. First pitch to the lefty is a fastball strike on the outside corner, count 0-1. And Kelly Austin kind of suffering a little bit from 2018 Jacob deGrom syndrome. The Black Bears just not giving him the run support today, as another one punched foul on the count 0-2. Today, Kelly Austin surrendered 2 earned runs, struck out 9, allowed 3 hits, 1 walk. The whip today at .52. And the 0-2. Up and away, 1 ball and 2 strikes as Austin trying to match his season high with the Black Bears in strikeouts. Looking for a 10th here. And you got to imagine the Black Bears will be highly motivated to try to score in the next inning. As the 1-2, this one's a little poker over and a left, and that's going to bloop in for a single. So the soft liner gets on down there. And they're going to stick with Austin. Yeah, I would stick with him too. He's, again, only 4 hits to this inning. And that one was not even hard contact, as Austin Houck, 0 for 3 today, struck out twice and grounded out to Bozette. First one from Austin. Swing and a miss by Houck, going 1. When your starting pitcher puts the effort like Kelly Austin has today, that is a huge motivator for your lineup. So even though the Black Bears trail by 2, you know that they'll at least be, once I said before, highly motivated to get those runs on the board to back him up. As the breaking ball misses high, Dawson Martin makes the grab there. 1-1. Yeah, we won't see Austin probably now until the series against Cascade Collegiate, or maybe even after when they go to Portland. Next pitch will be his 100th. 1-1 is a tapper over to shortstop. Picked up by Schwartz, fires sidearm to first, and puts him down for the final out of the inning. But the Black Bears surrender 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error, and strand 1 Elk aboard. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Bend lead at 3-1. The Black Bears looking to battle back here. 6 more outs to go for them. Weber, Arboleda, and Mensch due up right here on KEDO and on YouTube. You won't want to miss it. We'll be right back. Bottom 8, Bend 3, Black Bears 1, and a new arm coming out there. And it's going to be Ryan Cowdrey. There we go. And Eli Ankeny was perfect in his 2 innings through just 33 pitches, 24 strikes, 72.7%. Struck out 3 and did not allow a hit, nor a walk or a hit batter, not even an error. So Wilson Weber going to lead off. He's been highly successful for Cowlitz today. Couple of base hits up there and a flyout.
Number 37, Ryan Cowdrey.
And this entire part of the Black Bears order today have had the most success, as they are a combined 4 for 8. So hitting 500 between Weber, Arboleda, and Mensch. They have 4 of the team's 6 hits and have knocked in the only run. So Cowdrey finishing up his tosses, and we'll be back in action here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Cowdrey, a left-hander with a 3/4 delivery. He's been very effective in his 1 appearance, where he threw 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts, a 0 ERA for him, as the lefty will face off against all right-handers. First one to Weber, takes it low for a ball, 1-0. Again, any traffic is good for the Black Bears, as the Black Bears look to tie the game, take the lead, and then add some State Farm insurance runs. Your local State Farm agents, Bob Beal and Scott Fisher, you can contact them for all of your insurance needs, as Weber darts one over to the third baseman, Betcher. The throw was high, takes his man off the bag, but the tag is applied by Dallas, and Weber is down for out number 1. Kerry Arboleda comes up 1 for 2, a single walk and a strikeout for him today.
Up now, number 21, Kerry Arboleda.
So the Black Bears now have been retired 9 in a row. First one here. Fastball strike to Arboleda, 0-1. Again, time starting to run out here for the Black Bears, but still with some heavy hitters up and can make something happen here. If Arboleda can spark this rally with a nice base hit. Now the 0-1. That one's way high and outside. 1-1 coming up to the Black Bears' right-handed hitter. Arbeleda's recently really busted out of a slump that he had to start the season. Had a home run over to right field on this homestand and has just been hitting the ball hard all over the place as the 1-1 is down and inside. Logan tries to frame it. The Elks thought that was a lot closer than it actually was. And hitters count coming up to carry in the bottom of the 8th with one down and the base is empty. Well, Bend, who came into the game leading the league in errors, have looked excellent defensively as Arboleda laces one down the line. That's going to go for extra bases. That's going to go all the way over to the Arboleda really chugging it towards second base. He'll stop right there, and that could be exactly what the Black Bears need to get themselves back into this contest to carry Arboleda a base hit. As Henry Mensch comes up to the plate, 1 for 3, an RBI double, a line drive, and a flyout for him.
Up now is number 9, Henry Mensch.
And Mensch coming up to the sultry acoustic guitar sounds. The Robinson Brothers of the Black Crows. Track 8 on their their first album, Shake Your Moneymaker. That is She Talks to Angels. First pitch is crushed high and deep to left. This one is really carrying well. There it goes. That ball is gone. A 2-run home run for Henry Mensch, his second of the season, and we are all tied up at 3 here in the bottom of the 8th as Mensch delivers again. Henry Mensch, the first Black Bear with 2 dingers on the season, both of them here at David Story, and it's a whole new ball game as Dawson Martin comes on up. And Mensch really getting a hold of that baseball.
Number 16, Dawson Martin.
He doesn't have any cheap ones. He also cleared 3 fences the last time. This one was even farther between the power alley and dead center. So that one went about 360 feet as Gavin Logan and Ryan Cowdery going to have a talk. The bullpen had been pristine for Bend, but now the Black Bears have tied it all up and will look for their State Farm Insurance runs. Again, brought to you by Bob Beal and Take 2, Scott Fisher. There we go. Your local agents here in Longview. Bob Beal, 360-425-5432. You can reach him on his phone. And Scott Fisher's number, 360-432-9500. So now lefty against another righty in Dawson Martin. First pitch to him is high and away, 1-0. So now the Black Bears, it just feels like the winds of change are blowing in their direction. You had a feeling that big hit was coming, especially from Mensch, who had driven in one earlier, but had hit the ball right on the barrel all 3 times, but had a couple of would-be RBI hits taken away by good defense by the Elks as this runs inside. Martin nearly just avoids getting hit there. And now coming on out there is Kyle Novak. He is known for a quick hook. And he's noticed that Cowdery has been really missing his spots here, so they'll yank him. Call to the bullpen coming up. Bottom of the 8th inning with 1 away. The Black Bears tied with the Elks at 3-3, and a new arm coming on out for Bend. We'll step aside here for a minute and a half, and we will return telling you who the new pitcher is and to conclude the bottom of the 8th right after it on KEDO and on YouTube. George Eisenhart now on in relief. He made a 4-inning start against the Black Bears back in the series that was in Bend. Went 4 innings, allowed 1 earned run on 3 hits, 3 strikeouts, and 1 walk. The day is done for the lefty Cowdrey. Cowdrey did not, or rather recorded 1 out. So through a third of an inning, allowed 2 runs, both earned on 2 hits, and one of them, the big fly from Henry Mensch. Cowdrey also threw just 9 pitches, 4 for strikes, 44.4%. And we got some advanced analytics on that on home run. Henry Mensch's game-tying 2-run shot went 371 feet with a launch angle of 30 degrees. So how about that? And we thank our boys over to the left in our scorekeeping and analytics department for that one. As George, wow, that was my big-time Jersey moment of the season. Coming on out there, George. Oh my gosh, did it again. George Eisenhart will come on out to the mound. Eisenhart on the season as an extension after his game against the Black Bears has allowed 2 doubles and 3 appearances, 2 of them starts, and has a 5.14 ERA, a 2.14 whip. In his last appearance against Bellingham, he walked 2 and then was promptly yanked from the ball game. That was back on June 23rd. Before that, allowed 4 runs, 3 earned on 5 hits, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts against Wenatchee, as Martin skies one on the 2-0 count over in the right for out number 2. Wanted to say 1 because of the new pitcher. So here's Case Ogata, 0 for 1 with a strikeout in his pinch hit appearance. As now, at the very least, Kelly Austin cannot lose the game.
Up there now, number 25, Case Ogata.
Mark Wanarovich getting hot in the pen. So Austin, at the very worst, will get a no decision. At best, will get the win if the Black Bears can score another. And this could be it. Ogata laces one deep and foul. But over the Bob Sporting Goods party deck. Not to brag or anything, but I was giving Case Ogata some hitting tips before the game. I was just being a goofball. I showed him my old high school between pitch routine of, dusting off the cleats and this and that. He was laughing, having a good time. Ogata doesn't need hitting lessons. He has got absolute just cannons for biceps there. I believe they're like the size of my thighs and can hit the ball a really long way. Can definitely challenge Mensch's 371-foot homer. 1-1 coming up to Ogata as Eisenhart kicks, delivers, swing and a miss by Case, and the count now 1-2. So Eisenhart looking to continue to pitch well against the Black Bears. As the righty hit went a long way before. 1-2. Ogata just gets a piece of it and under it. Into the screen behind home plate. And again, another 1-2 coming up with Matthew Schwartz waiting on deck. We'll head to the top of the 9th inning. Bend will have 3, 4, 5. They haven't been the best out there today. Gavin Logan's reached base, but Garcia and Kodama have not been so lucky. 1-2. Strike 3 as Ogata golfs that one down and away, and he's sent down for the final out of the inning. But the Cowlitz Black Bears come back and tied up at 2. They scored 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. The 2-run home run by Henry Mensch makes it a brand new ball game as a new arm will come out for the Black Bears as they'll face Daniel Garcia, Julian Kodama, and Gavin Logan. 3-3, top of the 9th, right here on KEDO and on YouTube. Top of the 9th inning. And Isaac Martinez out in relief. Martinez has thrown 4 innings for the Black Bears in his start, allowed 1 earned run on 3 hits, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. It was a great start and did not get the decision there. So day is done for Kelly Austin, and what a phenomenal start it was for him. As we will pull up his numbers in just a moment. He threw 100 pitches, though, 70 for strikes, and well, I know that all of y'all can figure out that percentage at home. And yeah, just a tremendous game for Austin. As we look at the full line, Kelly went 8 innings, allowed 3 runs, unfortunately for him, all earned on just 4 hits, 1 walk, and 9 strikeouts, 1 below his season high for the Black Bears. And again, through 100 pitches, 70 for strikes. So Martinez, another live arm for the Black Bears, a lefty, against Garcia, Kodama, and Logan. And this part of the order for Bend is just 0 for 8 with a walk. And they've struck out 3 times, and again, all of them against Austin. Martinez have the platoon advantage against Daniel Garcia. It's 0 for 3 today, a strikeout, flyout, and a ground out. And Garcia from Grand Canyon University, San Bernardino, California. 6 foot, 185 pounds against Isaac Martinez from UC San Diego, Glendora, California, 5'9", 180 pounds. But despite his smaller frame at 5'9", he really zips that fastball in there. So the Black Bears, if they win today, it'll have to be a walk-off, and it'll make things nice and easy if they can retire Daniel Garcia and company. Beautiful sunset here in Longview. Man, I love these West Coast sunsets. A soft, velvety peach that changes its gradient up into a nice twilight up in the sky as you look from the horizon line upward, as Martinez misses low for a ball against Garcia, 1-0. So we're here in the top of the 9th inning. The Black Bears looking to keep it a 3-3 game, as this is sliced foul by Garcia and out of play, 1-1. Henry Mensch has been the hero of the game for the Black Bears. What a performance for him, the left fielder. 2 for 4, 3 runs batted in, a double and a home run as the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Martinez gets him hacking at the slider, 1-2. Martinez really just joined the team this week, and he's telling me he already loves the guys, loves being around him, and especially being a part of this elite pitching staff for the Black Bears. 1-2. And it's down and away, 2 balls and 2 strikes. So the Black Bears were able to come up with a couple of runs in the bottom of the 8th to help out their starting pitcher, Kelly Austin. He will get the no decision today, but he will not get a loss, and he certainly wouldn't have deserved one for his amazing performance that he put together tonight at David Story Field. 2-2 count. Martinez shakes one off, ready to go here from the extreme third base side of the rubber. He deals, and once again, a piece of it gotten by Daniel Garcia. We'll keep it at 2-2. Another shake off here against Garcia. 2-2. There it is, strike 3. Garcia caught window shopping, and that's the 10th strikeout against Bend Elks batters today. Kelly Austin with 9, and Isaac Martinez sending the first man down that he faces.
Number 7, Julian Kodama up to bat.
As he gets ready for Julian Kodama. He's 0 for 3, a couple of groundouts to the left side, and a long line out to Kerry Arboleda in deep right field. So definitely a good time to bring in Martinez against 3 consecutive lefties. See if he can get the job done. Already 1 away. As this one's hit in the air with a lot under it into deep right. Arboleda at the track racing over, and he'll make the running catch. Kerry Arboleda flashing it out there. A great grab by the right fielder. Sends him down for out number 2. Second time that it's been hit a long way by Kodama, and the second time that Arboleda steals a hit away from him as Gavin Logan comes on up. Logan is 0 for 2. He's walked and struck out twice, and oddly enough, both times on dropped third strike. So let's see if Martinez keeps that in mind, because that means that he was hacking at some breaking pitches. First one from him is down and away, but a fastball, 0-1. And the Black Bears fans loving Martinez filling up this strike zone. 8 pitches and 6 have gone over. And the 0-1 is just below the knees of Logan. We even it out at 1 ball and 1 strike now. For Bend, this will be the end of a long 9-game road trip. It's their longest road trip of the season. And for the Black Bears, this will be the end of their 6-game homestand. They'll have another 6-game homestand later on, as Martinez gets a swing and a miss, 1-2. The next time the Black Bears will be at home for 6 in a row will be from July 16th through the 22nd against Yakima Valley and then the Portland Pickles. You can get tickets to those games and every Cowlitz Black Bears home game at CowlitzBlackBears.com. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. Bases clear. Martinez kicks, fires, and there it is. Strike 3. Martinez got him for the final out of the inning. A couple of strikeouts and 1 long fly out. Give the Black Bears a chance to walk it off in the bottom of the 9th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left to board. Let's go to the bottom of the 9th. Schwartz, Nishida, Bozek coming up, and the Black Bears can win it with 1 swing of the bat. Stay tuned right here on KEDO, 99.1 FM, 1400 AM KEDO, Longview, Kelso, and, of course, on YouTube. We'll be right back. All right, this is what you sign up for each and every time that you tune into some Cowlitz Black Bears baseball. Some high drama in the bottom of the 9th as they're going to stick with George Eisenhart, who was able to retire the final 2 batters of the bottom of the 8th inning. So he does have those 2/3 under his belt and struck out 1 looking. He'll face a whole new part of the order. Matthew Schwartz, Riku Nishida, Brock Bozet. Again, I promise one of these days I will get his name right every single time, as Matthew Schwartz will step to the plate against Eisenhart. Schwartz 0 for 3, a couple of strikeouts and a ground out and hits a bullet down the line, but that'll curve foul. 0-1. Well, this has been something Ben's like to do on their getaway days. Against Wenatchee on the 20th, they won 11-8 in 10 innings. That was almost 4 hours in extras at 3 hours and 57 minutes. And then an 11-inning game at Bellingham, most recently 3:43 on the clock, in an 11-inning victory. So they do like to bring it down to the wire as the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Bottom falls right out of that one. And Schwartz down swinging. He's 0 for 4 today. If there's anyone that the Black Bears would love to get on base, it's Riku Nishida right now. Nishida is 1 for 3. The bunt single, hit by pitch, reach on an error, and a ground out to the second baseman. Saw Brock Mortensen with the bat. He's swinging it down the line. First one to Nishida, skips in front of the plate. 1-0. Now Nishida, he follows the rules, obviously. We'll get out of the way of a ball at him, but he has been hit by a pitch in 2 straight games and is not afraid to take one for the team, so to speak, as this is high and outside. 2-0. Nishida also likes to work a lot of walks, as he's drawn 7 on the season. That matches his hit total of 7. Hit .415 for Mount Hood Community College, 33 stolen bases, 25 RBIs. He takes a strike at the knees there. That off-speed pitch dipped down, 2-1. The Black Bears will only win if they walk it off. 3-3 tie ball game off the 2-run shot by Henry Mensch in the last inning. Nishida takes an inside fastball now, 2-2. So Riku with a great two-strike approach. Probably will foul a few off as the 2-2 swung on and right at the second baseman, Hauk. He's going to fire it high to first, but Dallas just able to keep his heel on the bag. And there's 2 down here in the bottom of the 9th inning as Brock Bozette comes on up here.
Number 3, Brock Bozette.
Bozette 0 for 3. Ground out, strikeout, walk, ground out. Both times to the third baseman. On deck is Jacob Stinson. First offering to him is a breaking ball that misses high. 1 ball and no strikes to the Spokane Falls Community College boy. Black Bears would at least like to get a base runner this inning to put some pressure on, but 2 quick outs by Eisenhart. As that misses low, Logan, well, he's trying to frame that in. Doesn't look like he was going to get it, though, because in addition to moving his glove, he also moved his knees up. So that's not going to put you in favor with the home plate umpires. This goes up and in on Bozette, and the Black Bears a pitch away from putting the winning run on base. Stinson's on deck. Left-hander coming up against the right-hander. As long as Bozette can get on base. Here's the 3-0. High and outside, ball 4, and the Cowlitz Black Bears can smell victory here. Bozette over on first base. And Jacob Stinson will have the game resting on his shoulders. Stinson is 1 for 4. He struck out twice looking, has flied out to center, and hit a double down the right field line. A double down the right field line will win the game for the Black Bears with Bozette's speed. Righty against the lefty. First pitch from Eisenhart is spoiled high and foul on the left side. That's going to go way out of play and into the LCC parking lot, 0-1. The LED glow coming down from the light bulbs at David Story Field, illuminating the Black Bears and the Red Devils home stadium as they try to make some fireworks happen under the lights as the throw gets away on the pickoff to Dallas, but not too far, so Bozette going to stay there at first. So Dallas able to bat that one down and prevent Bozette from advancing. 0-1 coming up to Stinson. Putting the bat on the shoulder, taking it bat off as Eisenhart delivers the next one. Stinson crushes one up the middle. That's going to drop for a base hit. Bozette's going to round second, head for third as it's dropped by Rourke. He fires it in. That throw is stopped, and now the Black Bears have the winning run 90 feet from home plate.
Up now is number 34, Wilson
A walk
Wheels Weber.
and a base hit. Here's Wilson Weber. Weber is 2 for 4 today, has 2 of the team's 9 hits. He's flied out, singled again, and struck out in today's game. The Black Bears looking to walk it off for the first time this season, and now all the pressure on the Bend Elks young right-hander to get the job done as the infielders, or rather the corner infielders and the catcher will have a quick conference, and Xander Kraus decides to join the party. And Bend warming somebody up in the pen. He's not going to get a chance to get in here unless a few very specific things happen. Weber would either have to be, no, he is going to get in there. All right, so they've seen enough. Xander Kraus with the hook. And Eisenhart will not get a chance to see this one through to the end. A dramatic call to the bullpen in the bottom of the 9th with 2 outs. The Black Bears tied up with Bend at 3, and Wilson Weber with a chance to walk it off. You won't want to miss it. We'll step aside for a minute and a half and come back with the conclusion of this one right here on KEDO and YouTube. Thank you for sticking with us and for your patience and patronage. You have been rewarded with a bottom of the ninth situation, 2 down. Brock Bozette on third base and Jacob Stinson at first with a new arm coming out and Ben Ferrer. Ferrer has made 4 appearances this season, 1 start. With a 4.50 ERA in 6 innings, he has a save, 5 strikeouts, 1 walk, and 6 hits. He has not allowed a run since June 17 against the Ridgefield Raptors, where he surrendered 2 in a game that the Bend Elks would ultimately lose. So that's it for Eisenhardt. He retired 4 in a row and then walked Brock Bozette and allowed a Jacob Stinson single to advance Bozette to third. And now it all rests on Wilson Weber's shoulders. Weber, again, if you missed it before the break, is 2 for 4 with a couple of base hits. Can win it with 1 swing of the bat. Ferrer sets from the extreme third base side of the rubber, delivers, and Weber was fooled by the breaking ball, waved at it. 0-1. Ferrer, 5'11", 195 pounds, from South Carolina upstate, from Alpharetta, Georgia, a college teammate of outfielder Chase Matheny as the 0-1. Another swing and a miss by Weber. And Weber has not looked good with the first 2 swings up there at the plate. Black Bears have had plenty of opportunities to score runs today. This is the one they certainly do not want to spoil. Bozette can win the ball game for them if he runs 90 feet home. Weber is the only guy who can bring him there. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Ferrer, try to get him again, but Weber learning up there at the plate and lays off it 1-2. I don't think Weber's going to see a fastball. This is an excellent fastball hitting team. On deck is Kerry Arboleda. Another one of those. 1-2, 2 down. Stinson at first, Bozette on third. There goes Stinson. This is downstairs for a ball. Stinson going to get there on the swipe bag. Now, I believe that's a stolen base and not defensive indifference here because he was off and running way before things got going. And the ball had to be blocked anyway. That's one of those gray area calls, so we'll see how Bob and John score that one. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. The tension hanging in the air here at David Story Field. Weber with 1 swing of the bat can win it. The 2-2. He got him looking. Strike 3. Weber sees a breaking ball right at the knees, and we're going to extras. Free baseball coming up here on YouTube and KED. That was the Black Bears. Look to keep it 3-3 in the 10th inning with Linscott, Betcher, and Dallas coming to bat right here on YouTube and KEDO. Getting your money's worth here on the air. And again, Black Bears fans also doing the same, getting an extra inning here. In the top of the 10th now, Isaac Martinez out for another inning of work, really zipping the ball in his warm-ups. Face off against Sam Linscott, Bryce Betcher, and Matt Dallas. So Cowlitz were able to tie it in the bottom of the 8th with a 2-run home run by Henry Mensch. He's the first Black Bear with a couple of homers. As Linscott 1 for 3, a double flyout and a strikeout.
Up to bat now, 31, Sam Linscott.
And this is now the 3rd game in a row that was the rubber game of a getaway day for the Bend Elks that has gone to extra innings. First one from Martinez to Linscott. That's a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Against Bellingham, they went 11 innings, won that one in 3 hours and 43 minutes, and they also beat Wenatchee in 10 innings in 3 hours and 57 minutes. As the 0-1 comes in, that's a strike now on the inside to Linscott, 0-2. Martinez has come in dealing. 13 total pitches, 10 strikes. Doesn't like the first or the second call. And now it's ready for Martin's next. Down and out, he's setting up. The pitch is a high chopper to first. Ogata leaps in the air. He'll have to shuffle it over to Martinez, who steps on the bag. Not in time. That's an infield single. And that's the only downfall there of now having Shepard out of the ball game, is that for Jaden Shepard, he wouldn't have had to take that extra time to leap in the air. It's not Ogata's fault. He's just not 6'6". As now the go-ahead is aboard, Sam Linscott with his second hit of the game. Betcher reached on an error, homered, and doubled. They need him to hit it on the ground really badly right now, as Brock Mortensen grabbing some batting gloves. Perhaps a pinch hitting appearance coming up for him. Runner on first. First pitch is a bunt. Ooh, lined back to the backstop, 0-1. Again, Kyle Nobach, a big fan of the small ball. So Bozette's certainly going to be crashing in on the grass-colored turf on the third base side. Martinez looking over at Linscott, a big lead off the bag at first, as another bunt is pulled back, and did he pull it back in time? Yes, he did, so he's hit by the pitch, and now 2 aboard in the top of the 10th.
Up now, 15, Matt Dallas.
Matt Dallas to the plate as time called. Dawson Martin going to go cool down his southpaw. Well, the Elks now have the go-ahead run in scoring position. And so far today, Bend has hit well in those situations. They've only had that 3 times, but they do have a hit. And that brought in 1 of their 3 runs. So now Matt Dallas, I assume, almost certainly will bunt. 2 on, nobody out, and they definitely want to move the winning run over to third base to the go-ahead. So Steve Martinez fills up the zone with curveballs now with the bunt coming up as they check on Linscott at second. Nothing doing. The Black Bears faithful today have stuck it out and are hanging out to see if their team can pull it out here today. Martinez kicks, fires, and that's up and away. 1-0. Dallas did not square around. 8 spectacular innings from Kelly Austin, in which he struck out 9. The Black Bears able to come back and tie it up at 3. Now need to hold on here in the top of the 10th. As next one from Martinez squares around, stabs at it, and that's a strike there, 1-1. So Martinez had his bat at a strange angle and pushed out on it to try to capture that baseball. Let's see if, again, Martinez, I think, will try to throw a few more breaking balls now. Some tougher pitches to bunt for him. 1-1. Nishida dancing around between the base paths. They're not holding on the man at first. As a swing and a miss, they pull the bunt back, and Dallas behind in the count 0-2. Dallas has struck out twice today. It's also grounded out. Martinez could certainly use a strikeout here and then look for the double play ball with Bryce Tweet coming up next. And actually, a new man in the on-deck circle. It's Chase Matheny. So Matheny will pinch hit against the left-handed hitting Isaac Martinez. 1-2, 2 on, no out, 3-3 tie, top 10. Next pitch is a strike on the inside corner. Martinez has struck out 3 in this ball game, all looking. So now a pinch hitter is going to be Chase Matheny.
Now is number 11, Chase Matheny.
Righty against the lefty, so again, looking for that platoon advantage. as now Brian Burr is taking the long walk out to the mound, and we'll see who he turns to. He's got Wanarovich in the bullpen. He's taking a few more tosses, and that's going to be done for Martinez after 20 pitches. An admirable performance, only putting 2 guys on base here late in the ball game. And in comes the new arm, Mark Wanarovich, to try to close this one out and keep it a 3-3 tie. We'll step aside for a minute and a half, come back, and resume the top of the 10th with 1 out, and Wanarovich coming on to the mound right here on KEDO and on YouTube. Wanarovich against Chase Matheny. Righty versus righty with 1 down in the top of the 10th, 2 aboard. As Martinez did record 3 strikeouts and 1 in the third, but has placed 2 men on, and now the Black Bears are trying to get Wanarovich going on his birthday today. So happy birthday, Mark, and what a better way to celebrate than to keep your team in the ball game here in extra innings. Wanarovich certainly has the stuff, but has struggled a little bit this season for the Black Bears. And 8 in the third innings, he surrendered 8 earned runs on 10 hits, 6 walks, a whip of 1.92, but 11 strikeouts in there. And those strikeouts have been in abundance for Ben. They've struck out 12 times as Chase Matheny, the new man to the plate. This season against the Black Bears, Matheny is hitting .333, 5 hits and 15 at-bats with 3 RBI, 3 runs scored, 2 steals, and 2 walks. Wanarovich peering back, and now time called by Matheny, so we'll wait a little bit longer for the next pitch from Wanarovich, and his first one today. Yeah, Martinez was pitching real well. They take him out, though, with a righty coming up here. And the first one from Wanarovich, that's a fastball strike on the inside corner. Wanarovich certainly has the velocity, and the count 0-1. So coming in the first extra inning game of the season for the Black Bears. And their adversaries have won their last 2 games that have gone to free baseball. Here's the 0-1, and this is a grounder, could end the inning. Over to short, Schwartz steps for 1, over to first, it's a double play! The Cowlitz Black Bears with the 6-4-3 action, and Wanarovich needs just 2 pitches to get him out of the jam, and we go to the bottom of the 10th. Again, the Black Bears just 1 swing away from winning this one. Stick with us here on KEDO and YouTube. Well, a huge ground ball induced by Mark Wanarovich erases the threat in the top of the 10th. And once again, your Cowlitz Black Bears, one swing of the bat away from winning this one in walk-off fashion. Kerry Arboleda, Henry Mensch, Dawson Martin, 3 hitters with some pop all coming up. Arboleda's got a home run for the Black Bears this season to right. Henry Mensch has 2 and one of them today, and Dawson Martin hit .373 this year for the University of Nevada, Reno. And also, don't forget, we got some guys on the bench. Brock Mortensen, a left-hander, has a chance to come up against Ben Ferrer. Arboleda, 2 for 3, a single, a walk, strikeout, and a double. Swings and misses, 0-1. Ferrer's breaking ball has really fooled the Black Bears. Got Wilson Weber to strike out, and now has made Arboleda look like a PGA Tour member up there at the plate. But the next one to him, another swing and a miss. That's just a tough one to go after, 0-2. Again, that's not a knock against Arboleda for having the uppercut at the low pitch. You're trying to make the adjustment on that curveball, and it just continues to bite down, and there's not much you can do about it. The 0-2 from Ferrer. This is laced in. Oh, right at the shortstop, or the second baseman, Austin Hauk. As it looked like that might get over his head, but the ball just died as it continued to go to Hauk. So Arboleda put together a nice at-bat, swinging on some tough pitches, but was able to make contact. And now Henry Mensch. Can he be the complete hero for the Black Bears? He's provided all their offense. 2 for 4, an RBI double, a line out, a fly out as he squibs this one over Hauk's head. He turns around and he makes the grab. Mensch had driven in all 3 runs for the Black Bears, as again, 2 quick outs coming in here. Here is Dawson Martin.
All right, number 16. Dawson Martin.
Worn out away from going to the 11th, Dawson Martin with other ideas. Martin is 0 for 3, but he has walked. Ferrer delivers to Martin. That's a fastball strike, 0-1. Well, the 2 they sent up, Arboleda and Mensch, definitely the 2 guys they wanted up, just did not get the result they were looking for. Arboleda gave it a ride off the barrel, but unfortunately right at Hauk. As a check swing from Martin doesn't matter. That's a strike anyway. The count 0-2 as Ferrer is just coasting right now. A lefty warming up in the pen, just in case though. For the Bend Elks. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Can change on 1 swing of the bat here in a 3-3 tie ball game. The next one. And that one is down and outside. But a little too far, 2-2. Brock Mortensen taking a couple hacks. He's on deck. If he comes in for Ogata, that probably means that Kerry Arboleda is going to move over to first base, and Mortensen will go to center with Stinson and right, if they get there. 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Ben Ferrer with a clean 1-2-3 inning. Sends us to the top of the 11th inning. Don't go to bed just yet. We have an exciting one on the air for you on YouTube and KEDO. We'll be right back. 3-3 tie, and Ben coming to bat. Some shuffling for the Black Bears as Mark Wanarovich comes out for his next inning of work. Brock Mortensen is in for Case Ogata, who is out of the game. So Mortensen will go to center, pushing Jacob Stinson to right, and Kerry Arboleda to first base. Wanarovich You needed 2 pitches to induce an inning-ending double play, and with that, we can give you the book on Isaac Martinez, who was stupendous in relief today. Martinez threw an inning and a third, allowed no runs on just one hit batter, 3 strikeouts, all looking through 20 pitches, 15 for strikes at 75%. As a team, the Black Bears have thrown 71.3% of their pitches over the plate today as Gavin Rourke is up. First pitch to him is a Wanarovich fastball strike, count 0-1. Rourke is 1 for 4 with a strikeout, ground out, fly out, and a single. Overall, this part of the order, 1, 2, and 3, are just 1 for 12 today, as Martin tried to frame that one, pulling it over the plate, but it missed outside, 1-1. The Black Bears with some defensive reinforcements as the 1-1, high and outside, 2-1, as now the Black Bears essentially have 2 center fielders out there, Mortensen and Stinson. And Mortensen will lead off the next inning in the 8th spot. It'll be Mortensen, Schwartz, Nishida. 2-1. That's a strike on the inside corner. 2-2 right at the belt and across the black. Now, I mentioned Wanarovich had struggled a little bit out of the bullpen this season with all those runs, but one thing he does well is collect strikeouts. He has 11 of them this season. It is 9 innings of work. Here's the 2-2 with the bases empty, and this is drilled foul into the netting. On the Black Bears side, 2-2. Wanarovich keys in, kicks, fires the 2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. A big strikeout for Mark Wanarovich. Sends the leadoff man down in this inning, and there's 1 away in the top of the 11th. Austin Houck, who was 3 for 4 in game 1, was 0 for yesterday, is 0 for 4 today. A couple of Ks and a pair of groundouts to the left side. Earned his spot up into the 2 spot after that hot game, but since then has not recorded a hit as Wanarovich misses high and tight, 1-0. On deck, the lefty Daniel Garcia. As the Black Bears have their other bearded wonder, and Michael Benz beginning to toss in the bullpen. Wanarovich gets a swing and a miss by Houck, and the count now 1 ball and 1 strike to him. Ben, 3 runs, 5 hits, and 2 errors for them. And for Cowlitz, 3 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors, as another strike crosses the plate, 1-2. My scoring app does not want to give me the left on base here as we've extended into the 11th. Mark winds, delivers, ooh, just off the plate. Martin continues to hold it there. That was off the outside. 2-2. And again, we will be with you with your Cowlitz Black Bears post-game show right after the final out, so make sure to stick with us. 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Wanarovich with back-to-back strikeouts. 13 on the season and 9 1/3 innings pitched. As Daniel Garcia will come up, he's 0 for 4. Ground out, fly out, strikeout swinging, and a strikeout looking today for the DH on the Ben's lineup. Bases empty, 2 down. Wanarovich kicks, fires, swing and a miss. Blazing fastball has Garcia swinging out of his cleats there, 0-1. Wanarovich has been painting the corners and blowing his fastball by, guys. As the 0-1 is hit on a line over Nishida's head. That's going to tuck into center for a base hit. Mortensen scoops it up as Garcia, now representing the winning run, is aboard with the cleanup man at the plate.
Number 7, Julian Kodama.
Kodama also 0 for 4. Couple of groundouts, a line out, and a flyout. So has put the ball in play, and they're going to pinch run for Daniel Garcia. So to put a little extra speed on the base paths, they're going to go to Peter Mendozona, who started at short and third in the first couple of games. Mendozona with 1, or rather, yes. No stolen bases for Mendozona. Interesting. Certainly has some speed as Brian Burris out to the mound. Looks like he might make the call to the pen here. as Juan Roberts was great through 4 outs. But they're going to turn to Michael Benz here to try to keep it a 3-3 tie ball game and send it into the bottom of the 11th. 1 out to go here in the top of the 11th inning, all tied up at 3. Michael Benz coming out to the mound, and you'll get to hear about it and see him pitch right after this in a minute and a half on KDO and YouTube. Top 11, 2 down, and after inducing a double play and striking out back-to-back batters, a base hit chases Mark Wanarovich for the game. As Peter Mendozona is in to pinch run for Daniel Garcia on first, he represents the go-ahead for Benz. As Michael Benz will step onto the mound, the Sonoma State right-hander comes into this ball game. Standing at 6 foot 200 pounds from Corte Madera, California, Benz has been one of the most reliable relievers for the Black Bears all season long in 16 innings, a 1.10 ERA with a whip of 1.06, 13 hits allowed, 4 walks, and 12 strikeouts for Benz. As well, he's got the 3 big trademarks for the Black Bears. He's got the long, scruffy beard, the slightly askew baseball cap, and of course the Mercedes of an arm as he pounds fastballs in. He'll be tasked with retiring Julian Kadoma, which is something that the Black Bears have done all 4 times today. And this will be a fairly short appearance for Benz. His last 2 times out there, he went 4 and 3 innings respectively, including picking up the win back on the 25th in the first game of this series against the Elks. 1 on, 2 down. Benz looks down, kicks, fires. First pitch is low, and it's dropped by Martin, but he does not throw it back over to first as Mendozona was off the bag, but you don't want to risk putting him in scoring position here unless you know you're going to get him. 1-0 coming up from Benz here in a 3-3 tie in the top of the 11th. Nobody has scored in this game since the Black Bears put 2 on in the bottom of the 8th as Benz hits the inside corner for a strike, and Kadoma and the entire Benz dugout very unhappy. So Kadoma steps out, I guess, in protest, and they count 1-1. Not in real protest, just like he was upset trying to shake it off. On deck, Gavin Logan. Benz sets 1-1, is a chopper, back to Benz. Takes it off his back foot, fires on his low line to first, and will send him down for the final out of the inning. So Benz gets the job done, and once again, the Black Bears can get it done with 1 swing. Mortensen, Schwartz, Nishida coming up in the bottom of the 11th. Is it walk-off time? Let's find out after these messages on YouTube and KEDO. Ben Ferrer out there on the mound for the bottom of the 11th inning. He has really dominated the Black Bears order, but Brock Mortensen, who came in defensively in the last inning, will lead things off. And more importantly, though, the main piece of personnel here at David Story Field is our young fan, Aiden, who is sitting right below me. And Aiden said that he's a member of the 10U Longview Travel All-Stars team. 12U? Thank you, Aiden. And Aiden told me that he has had a walk-off hit this season, and so we're hoping that he can bring some of that magic to his Cowlitz Black Bears. He's attended all 3 games this series, and he also watches all the post-game interviews, so hopefully we can interview the walk-off guy. We'll give Aiden something to watch after the game. Brock Mortensen will lead things off. Mortensen, his time as a Black Bear has been a good one, hitting .286, 4 hits, 14 at-bats, 4 runs scored, 3 driven in, and a home run for him. First pitch from Ferrer is taken down and out, 1-0. Ferrer in this ballgame has been simply electric, as he has been all season for the Bend Elks. For Ferrer, an inning and a third, as Mortensen chucks one foul, 1-1. Struck out 2, and has not allowed a base runner. Mortensen had 15 big flies for UC Santa Barbara. He's 6 foot, 200 pounds from Ventura, California. Takes that breaking ball outside, 2-1. And Mortensen, a huge hitter for this Black Bears team. He'll take a walk, though. It's Matthew Schwartz due up next. 2-1 coming up. Open stance from the left-handed batter. As the righty kicks, delivers. Another breaking ball. Yeah, they're trying to avoid throwing fastballs to Mortensen at all costs here. 3-1 coming up as the Bend Elks can put the walk-off run aboard for the Black Bears here. Schwartz and Nishida, the next 2. Three-one. Ball 4 outside. That was the second fastball that he saw of the plate appearance. And the winning run for the Black Bears is on first base. So now here comes Matthew Schwartz.
Up now, number 4.
He's had a tough day at the plate today. He's 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts and a ground out, but he can turn that rough day into a very good day if he can hit one in the gap. 3-3 tie ball game. 3 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors for Ben. For Black Bears, 3 runs, 9 hits, and 2 errors for them. First pitch to Schwartz. He squares around, drops it down. Ferrer looks over, throws to first, and the sack bunt works perfectly, so Matthew Schwartz gets the job done and puts a runner in scoring position for Cowlitz here, and a chance to win the ball game. So now it'll just take a trademarked Riku Nishida base hit on a line drive. He already has a hit today, but it came off a bunt. He also reached on an error, was hit by a pitch, grounded out twice as well. This is the 6th time that he's been up. And now the Elks are warming somebody up in the pen, and they're going to intentionally walk Riku Nishida. Not 100% sure about that one, because Brock Bozette, even though he's 0 for 3 today, leads the Black Bears in runs batted in. Bozette's got 10, and 11th will win it. So Mortensen on second. They're looking for the double play ball. A lot of low pitches to Bozette probably coming up. First pitch is low with the breaking ball, but that's a strike on the inside, 0-1. This game has just turned 3 hours and 11 minutes old here. We're all tied up at 3 thanks to a Henry Mensch 2-run shot in the bottom of the 8th. Now we've played nearly 3 innings since then. 0-1 coming up to Bozette. He deals, and this is line and hit. Did it hit the ground or did he make the catch? They're going to say he made the catch and fired to first. Unbelievable. A 4-3 unassisted double play throws cold water on the Black Bears rally. And once again, the Bend defense have the hopes of Cowlitz evaporate as Michael Benz is already back out there on the mound. We are going to the 12th here at David Story. Don't go anywhere. Benz up against Logan, Linscott, and Betcher right after this. Noah Wolf and I discussing the magical defensive evening that the Elks have had today, and they'll try to bring the magic with their bats as Michael Benz looks to send him down. Logan, Linscott, Betcher coming on up here. Top 12, tied at 3. Benz fires and delivers the ground ball over to Nishida. Underhand toss to Arbolito, so 1 pitch, 1 out. Yeah, they'll sign up for that every single time. As we'll go to the number 1 hitter in the league, in the West Coast League, Sam Linscott, 2 for 4 with a double, a flyout, and a strikeout. The Black Bears have Keegan Wright getting warm in the pen. Benz has given distance to this team before and against the Elks. Great pitching for Cowlitz today. As the first offering, that's a fastball strike going 1. It starts off with Kelly Austin's 8 innings. Isaac Martinez came in, got the job done through a scoreless 1 in the 3rd, and then another scoreless 1 in the 3rd from Mark Wanarovich. A 1. Pop up, right side. Ben's chasing, Martin chasing, Arbolita chasing by the bench, and it's in the dugout for the Elks. Arbolita getting helped up by Ben, but I don't know, they said something to him. I don't know what that was about. He doesn't seem to be upset. 0-2. Ben's a strike away from putting a second out on the board here. Base is empty in the top of the 12th inning. The longest ball game the Black Bears have had this season, and also the longest game that the Elks have had. 0-2. Chopper up the middle. Nishida sprints to the ball, picks it up on a hop, fires hard to first. That's a strike and an out for the second of the inning. If I'm building an infield, I'm starting my draft with Riku Nishida. What a play by the Mount Hood Community College second baseman from Osaka, Japan. So here's Bryce Betcher. 2 for 3, reached on an error, homered, doubled, and was hit by a pitch. The home run is the reason that we're in extra innings here today. First one from Benz is down and outside, 1-0. Bend are 2-0 in extra inning games. They beat Wenatchee 11-8 and 10 on the 20th, and beat Bellingham 8-6 and 11 on the 24th. 1-0 from Benz. Swing and a miss. That fastball is difficult to catch up on. 1-1 as Keegan Wright says he's ready to go if needed. Benz told me again, if you missed it the other game, that the reason his cap is askew up there at the plate is that it's too big for his head. But he likes it. 1-1. That's a strike right down the heart of the plate. 1-2 coming up. Cowlitz will have Stinson, Weber, Arbolita due up in the bottom of the 12th. These two teams fighting for positioning here in the South Division. Here's the 1-2. And a little bit outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, wouldn't you know it, these two teams played only 19 innings against each other their first series. Now this game has gone at least 12. Deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Up and in. An early release on the fastball has filled the count up. Benz has thrown 12 pitches, 8 for strikes. Well, good thing the Black Bears play fast 9-inning games, as it's only been on the air for 3 hours and 17 minutes. Big payoff coming up for Benz. Nobody on. Shakes off the first sign. Shakes off the second sign. And he's ready to go here with the third unless time is called. And I think in that situation they were just trying to play a little bit of head games with Bryce Betcher. Matt Dallas on deck. Payoff. Spoiled foul on the right side. Let's do it again. After the final out, the Daily News presents the Cowlitz Black Bears postgame show, where we will talk to your Cowlitz Black Bear of the game. Hopefully it's the man that has the walk-off hit for them. The Elks looking to win their 3rd series in a row on this 9-game road trip. Payoff, up and in, ball 4. So Benz puts a man aboard, and Matt Dallas coming up. Let's see if that prompts a move from Brian Burris. I don't think it will. I think you leave Benz in here. Matt Dallas had a walk-off hit against the Cowlitz Black Bears back on the 2-1 victory on June 10th in a 7-inning ball game. Black Bears remember that and will make sure that he doesn't do it again. Now, he can't walk it off, but he could give him the winning hit as this one is foul. Over on the third base side, goes off the third base coach's hand, and once again, Matty Fung going after it. Righty versus righty, Benz against Dallas. Dallas has absolutely killed the Black Bears today with his defense, but has gone 0 for 4 at the plate. Betcher on the bag, being held on by Arboleda with 2 down. He got on by a walk. Benz with a great pickoff move and does not get him this time. Benz has probably the best pickoff move from a righty in this league. And it's amazing to see that. He's got a couple of guys this season on his move. Michael Benz double taps his toe before coming set. The runner goes. The 0-1 is lifted in the air over into right field, and that's going to go foul. No balls and 2 strikes, back-to-back foul balls from Dallas. After this, Ben will get to enjoy some time at home. They'll off tomorrow, 3 straight against the Knights, and then 3 straight against the Pippins before a home game against Ridgefield. The Black Bears will hit the road for Walla Walla after having tomorrow off. Looking to go into that series with a victory here against the Elks. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Benz with a couple of looks. Runner goes again. The 0-2 is punched and into shallow left for a base hit. Holding on to second is Betcher. Back-to-back singles, or rather back-to-back base hit, or take 2. Take 3, actually. Back-to-back base runners now. It was a walk and a single, surrendered by Benz. Dawson Martin going to chat with him. Chase Matheny back up to the plate. Brian Burris and Corey Keir staying put in the Black Bears dugout. This is Benz's game. Got 2 quick ones, walked to batter, and allowed a single. Had a chance to strike both batters out, though. Matheny came in to pinch hit, grounded out to the shortstop, Schwartz. Benz with a long look in. Dallas not being held on first by Arboleda, playing back in case of a sharp grounder. And the middle infielders also back. Betcher not taking too much of advantage as this is hit down the line and left for a base hit. Here comes Betcher. He's going to round third and score. Here comes Dallas. He's going to round third. Here comes the throw. It's not in time. It's a 2-run double for Chase Matheny. And the Bend Elks have taken a 5-3 lead. The Black Bears crowd stunned. They're still in it, but they trail by 2 again. An uncharacteristic 3 base runners in a row allowed by Benz. That's the 8th hit of the game for the Elks. They lead at 5-3. Here's Gavin Rourke. Benz has to retire him. First one to the lefty. It is a strike at the knees, 0-1.
Out there right now is 23, Gavin Rourke.
Cowlitz now need at least 2 runs to tie it, 3 to win it. Stinson, Weber, Arboleda coming up. The Black Bears have not scored since the bottom of the 8th. Long look, 0-1. Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike coming up from Michael Benz. The Black Bears have surrendered 2 runs. It's the first time they surrendered double-digit runs, or rather, multiple runs in the same inning. 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 5th, 1 in the 8th. Next one for Benz, the bunt attempt. He did not pull that one back. Strange decision by Rourke. The infielders are back, but Benz is really good at fielding his position. 1 and 2 coming up. We're in the top of the 12th, 2 down, runner on second. The Elks with 2 runs in off a Chase Matheny double down the left field line. Matt Dallas scored all the way from first base. 1-2. Spoiled foul, so Benz will need one more to get out of this inning at the very least. Local time, almost 11 o'clock. And for our East Coast listeners, wow, happy you're sticking with us. Almost 2 a.m. back on my home coast. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Benz again. Kicks, looks back, and pump fakes the throw. Nothing doing. 3 hours and 24 minutes into this game. Benz does not like the first call. Ready for the next one from Martin. Long look back to second. The 1-2 is high and away with the fastball. That was Benz's 23rd pitch. He's throwing 16 for strikes. Right around that 2/3 mark for him. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Top of the 12th inning. Chase Matheny with the big hit in this one. Benz is 2-2. It's a grounder. Over to Nishida. Picks it up. Fire sidearm to first. That'll do it. And the Black Bears with some work to do in the bottom of the 12th inning. Let's see if they can get it done. They need at least 2. Stinson, Weber, Arboleda. Great hitters to come up and try to do it right here on KEDO and on YouTube. Stick with us. Well, for Ben, certainly trying to follow a pattern. They won a game in the 10th, one in the 11th, one in the 12th. As Noah Wolf observed over to my left. The Black Bears trying to do something about that. They need 2 runs this inning. Ben Ferrer back out there for yet another inning of work. Ferrer's been out there for 2 1/3 innings. He's thrown only 21 pitches. Stinson, 2 for 5. Couple strikeouts. With a double, fly out, and a single. Fouls one back, 0-1. So now the Black Bears cannot win it on a swing of the bat, at least with each batter coming up to the plate. They'll need to put at least 2 on in order for that to be a situation for them. The goal right now should just be to get on base. 0-1 to Stinson. Up and away, 1 ball and 1 strike coming up to the University of Nevada, Reno, left-handed batter. It's a hot one today. Over 100 degrees to start the game. And it's cooled off considerably tonight as Stinson laces one foul, 1-2. It's now down to 84 degrees here.
Hey, you made it in the garbage can that time. Incredible.
Thank you all for sticking with us tonight on KEDO and YouTube. So happy to have you with us. We could not do this without you. Sticking behind your Black Bears through and through. 1-2 coming up to Stinson with nobody on, nobody out. Next one to him is a high fly ball to right. Matheny camps under it, makes the catch. The Black Bears with 2 more outs to go.
All right, stepping up now is number 34.
And now number 34, Wilson Weber, comes up to the plate. He's been a clutch hitter for the Black Bears this season. Let's see if he can get aboard here. The Black Bears beat the Bend Elks 2-1 on their home soil, and are looking to try to win the season series against them for the third season in a row. Next one to Weber. That's a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ben Ferrer with the fastball low. The Bend Elks having a wild road trip, looking to win 6 of 9 on the road. And they only have 6 wins on the season. Weber hits one the other way, and it's foul, despite the efforts of Matt Dallas to try to caress that one in his glove. So 1-2. Base is empty. On deck is Kerry Arboleda. If Weber gets aboard, a dinger from Arboleda ties this one up at 5, and we can go to the 13th. Next one from Ferrer is down and out. Weber taking long looks before stepping back in the batter's box. Ferrer only 29 pitches now through 2 2/3 of relief. That's been excellent. If the Bend Elks win it, he will certainly have earned it. Next one, 2-2, and Weber holds up on it. That was not a pitch that Wilson was holding up on earlier in the game. So good adjustment by him. And he will see a full count now coming up against him. Next one is low, ball 4, and the Black Bears send the tying run to the plate. So here comes Kerry Arboleda. 1 home run on the season, 2 for 4 today. Single, walk, double, and a line drive. Weber, with plenty of speed, can score on a double to bring it within 1. And wouldn't it be something if Henry Mensch comes up to the plate with a chance to win the game for the Black Bears after knocking in all 3 runs? Let's see if they get there. First, Arboleda, breaking ball, strike on the inside. 0-1. Ferrer looking for that double play ball to end the game. The Black Bears looking to at least line it or get Arboleda on base in some way, shape, or form. Here's the 0-1. Arboleda takes a breaking ball. Ooh, pulled by the belt. 0-2, says home plate umpire Jordan Shepard. The Black Bears have never led in this contest, but did tie it up in the second 1-1, and in the bottom of the 8th, 3-3. It's 5-3 now. As the next one from Ferrer, swing and a miss, strike 3, and Arboleda down on 3 straight pitches. The Black Bears down to their final out.
Up now, number 9, Henry Mensch.
Henry Mensch, otherwise known as the Black Bears offense today. 2 for 5, a double, a line out, a fly out, a home run, and another fly out. He tied the game twice for the Black Bears, once in the bottom of the 2nd with that double and once in the bottom of the 8th with the 2-run shot. Does he have another one in him? And he was certainly looking for the fence that time. Takes a big cut. 0-1 off the inside fastball from Ferrer. And it looked like that caught a piece of Gavin Logan, so Jordan Shepard handing it over to Ben Ferrer. Dawson Martin on deck. Wilson Weber on first. 5 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors for Ben. 3 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors for the Black Bears. Ferrer kicks, fires, breaking ball, and the Black Bears now down to their final strike as that crosses the heart of the plate. Mensch can tie the game. Dawson Martin can win the game for the Black Bears if they get to him. Let's see what Mensch can get done here. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Ferrer delivers, and Mensch takes one. And the drama broken at least a little bit. 1 ball and 2 strikes as Mensch with a tough take that time. Mensch has 2 home runs for Cowlitz this season. Can he make it a 3rd? Or at least get aboard for Dawson Martin? 1-2, and that's outside. More defensive indifference coming up as Weber swipes second base. So at least that takes away the force out to the second baseman. And earlier I gave a stolen base out. It was a defensive indifference. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Bottom of the 12th inning. Henry Mensch at the plate, already with the homer. He deals, swing and a miss, strike 3, and Henry Mensch strikes out swinging for the final out of the ball game. It goes to 12 innings, but Bend are able to pick this one up. They win the series. They win their 3rd series in a row and tie the season series with the Black Bears at 3-3. Ben Ferrer is your winner. Michael Ben's the hard-luck loser in today's ball game as the Black Bears will head out on the road with a 6-9 record in league play. We'll take tomorrow off, think about it for a little bit, and then go off and play the Walla Walla Sweets in a 3-game set. Catch all of those at 6:35 p.m. on KEDO or KEDOAM.com. Kelly Austin with a great appearance. 8 innings of 3-run ball. And the Black Bears today, something that's been biting them all season long, just failing to hit with runners in scoring position. 2 for 15 today as they look to regroup before they hit the road for Walla Walla. For Bend, they now have 7 wins and have 11 losses on the season. They stay in last place in the West Coast League as the Black Bears drop to a lone in 4th as the Portland Pickles were able to win their game today. And the Ridgefield Raptors 11-7. 3 games back in second, and the Corvallis Knights with 14-4 here, right at the top of the standings. We're going to step aside for a little bit when we come back. Cowlitz Black Bears postgame show right here on YouTube and KEDO. Stick with us right after this. Can we do 5 minutes again, please? Yes, thank you. Oh, no, we're not done. We got to do... No, so you can put it down here. It fits. Yeah, it fits. We've done it every game. It's awkward, but it works. You'll have a few minutes to do it. Thanks again, though, for doing that. I appreciate it. Sorry, give me your full name again. I forget your last name. Sam Mosier. Thank you. All right, Mark, how much more time do we have, my friend? All right, so around 30 seconds.
Cool.
A minute total? All right, we're good. We don't have to do the Cowlitz Black Bears one if you don't want. I have Kelly up here. Oh, okay, all right, so we can wait. We'll take a nice breather in here.
Cool.
All right. Oh, we have a minute. I usually give him like 5 minutes because I don't know how long like everyone's gonna talk. So. It's fair. All right, hello and welcome to your Cowlitz Black Bears post-game show right here on KEDO and on YouTube. To my left is Kelly Austin. And Kelly, first and foremost, just congratulations on a spectacular performance. You have your aunt and uncle here today, your cousin, your parents, your sister. Triple digits didn't stop you out there today. You threw triple-digit pitches to match that. How did it feel out there on the mound, not only in the heat but in front of your family?
Felt good. Gave up that one in the second and just had to bear down and get after it. Ben's a good team, but we're a good team too. So we knew it was going to be a barn burner, and I just, felt good getting after it. 9 strikeouts, another one for you. That's what? I think that's 4 starts in a row of 7+. And you had about, let me get the number right, like 1 million of those for Orange Coast this year. What's been special this year in terms of your arsenal and what you've been doing? Or are you just feeling extra good out there on the mound? It's a combination of everything. I got really lucky, the last couple of years being put together with some really good players and some really good coaches. I was able to develop a lot in these last 2 years and really change my stuff. I've just turned myself into a lot sharper of a pitcher, and I'm thinking a lot better on the mound, so I'm feeling good.
Headed out on the road against Walla Walla, a team that beat you 2-1 here on your home turf. What kind of does that extra motivate you guys out there, and you want to at least take 2 from them, of course?
Of course, yeah. You want to get back in this. We need to get back on a winning streak and get after it. We really need to go after Walla Walla. It's a solid team, and I think we have a really, really good team here, and we just haven't put together those last finishing touches on some of those games. We've had the opportunities, and we just need to cash in now.
2 for 15 with runners in scoring position, but I felt like every time there was guys on base, something crazy would happen, and Ben would make either a spectacular play or a ball would be hit hard but right at somebody. And this team, yet they keep coming back, putting guys on base. Talk about the mental toughness of this Black Bears group, because it seems like every time that you guys are down, you don't go down without a fight.
Oh, yeah, no, 100%. We've got a really tough squad here. We've got some guys that have been dying for baseball. They've got their last 2 years banged for COVID.
Yeah.
You've got guys that had their program shut down at Boise. We've got a whole lot of guys out here that just really love the game and just want to prove themselves and want a chance. So, there's nothing that's going to keep us down.
All right, Kelly, and you're a big reason why that today. 8 innings of 3-run baseball. 9 strikeouts for Kelly Austin. Hats off to him today. I have to keep mine on because of my headset, but after this, I'll take my hat off to him. Kelly, thank you so much for joining us today on the Black Bears postgame show. Our next broadcast will be at 6:35 p.m. on KEDO or KEDOAM.com. And we'd like to thank Sam Mosier behind the camera over there, Mark McDermott pushing all the buttons back on KEDO, and, of course, Noah Wolf for being such a great guest here, and the Bend Elks broadcaster with some other extra tidbits for us. That'll do it here on the Cowlitz Black Bears postgame show. In 12 innings, the Black Bears lose this one by a score of 5-3. Stay cool out there and stay frosty. We'll see you next time. All right, yeah, go hang out with your family. Again, great job today, Kelly. Thank you.
Really appreciate it.